And everybody, welcome to Tuesday night, Monday edition. Is that the right way to explain that? Let's get this recording started. Here we go. Record to the cloud.
Recording in progress.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Bobby Gray here with a special holiday Monday evening edition of our Tuesday night minor update call. Yes, I'm doing it from my home. I'm actually technically doing it from my knees right now in my bedroom because it's about the only quiet place that I have in my house to hide. We got guests in from all over the world. Our friend Jay is in from Singapore with his family, and Mitchell is in with his family from Florida. We've got our holiday party here tomorrow night. And so it is that time of the year. So I'm here, I'm at home, but I'm joining you guys because, like I said, tomorrow night is our party. I'm going to have a call tomorrow night. It's just going to be a quick call. You'll yell and scream about Bobby doesn't take the time out of his day anymore to answer our questions. So I'll spend a couple minutes with you tomorrow evening. We'll have some guest appearances from some of our friends, but we've got time to get into it tonight. And so I'm here with you for the next couple hours. If it takes us 3 or 4 hours, it's all good. I got my wife bringing me coffee here in 15 minutes. We'll have popcorn in about an hour uh, as we get into the Q&A part of the evening. But I'm here, guys. Come hell or high water, in good times and in bad, in sickness and TexitCoin health. I'm here to be with you guys as we go through this journey together. Remember, this is a deal where our financial futures are intertwined. We have to win together, or we won't be winning at all. And so we've got to spend some time with each other to go through the questions. Robbie Rue, why is your hand raised? Are you kicked out? Are you not here? Why is the Rue?
And I'm like you, Bobby. I am sitting in the car so that I have a quiet place from everybody that's inside making a lot of noise. So I am here with you also.
Yeah, we're here, guys. We're
I
here
made it.
together. Rue, what happened? What happened, Rue? Did you not
Traffic,
log in correctly? Are you on the wrong computer?
traffic.
Traffic. Anyway, so let's get into it. Let's dive in head first. First of all, what happened? I go out of the country for 3 days. I come back, and man, it is a mess. It is a real mess. A couple of days ago, I was trying to bottle up the excitement and the passion and the enthusiasm and the energy that I have included in welcome kits. And now here I am explaining, defending, justifying. What a difference a week can make. So if you're here on this call tonight and you're not happy, you may have missed something important along the way, whether it was at the beginning of our journey or somewhere between where you started and where we are now. It's possible that you may have missed something important. And you're not going to like, if that's you, if you're not happy right now, you're not going to like what I have to say next. And that's because most people don't like responsibility. Most people don't like to take accountability for their actions or decisions. Most people don't want to be to blame for whatever it is that they're dealing with in life. So I'm going to give you guys a big dose of reality and responsibility in the next couple minutes. And once and for all, we're setting the record straight here, and we're going to move on from there. Okay. So number one, I told you from day one, never put in more than you're comfortable placing at risk. This is a lot like gambling. Crypto is incredibly wild and volatile. We've talked last week about Bitcoin dropping 85% multiple times through its journey from fledgling little cryptocurrency that could to the multi-trillion-dollar digital asset powerhouse it is today. If you don't have a strong stomach for this kind of volatility, then maybe crypto is not the rocket that you're looking for. Maybe a safe S&P 500 fund is better for you. But I asked you from day one, never put in more than you're comfortable with. If the lights go out tomorrow, regardless of how well we're doing, how hard we're working, We could see everything that we've done go up in smoke or flames or a solar flare fireball. Who knows? But remember, point number one of all of this is, guys, you got to be comfortable taking these risks. Crypto is risky, up and down. If we're right, the returns are amazing. But that's number one, most important. Number two, this isn't and never was a get rich quick opportunity. We went through is it a rug pull? Is it a Ponzi? Is it a pump and dump? Is it a pyramid? Is it we went through all of those things many, many, many times. And I've reminded you guys that this is not a get rich quick scheme. We have a plan, and our plan involves phases. It involves work. It involves infrastructure, land, leases, utility providers, a lot of things that are outside of our control. They don't happen overnight, and we're learning together as we go through this experience. But it's not a get rich quick scheme. My bet, our gamble, the whole gamble that we've made, the whole thing that we've built this gamble on top of is that if we build 100 million mega hash mine, we'll have $1 billion coin. That's it. That's the gamble. And so it's going to take time for us to do that. If you've been watching this dashboard, the website charts, you will have seen in just the last 48 hours, we took a major step forward, 6, 7x more power to our mine in just the last 48 hours. Guys, we've got good, high quality, well compensated people working on this project day and night. They were out there over the weekend turning these things on. We got a lot more coming, but it was never designed to happen overnight. If we were planning for a get rich quick scheme, we'd have influencers and pump and dump guys lined up to pump this thing. It was never a get rich quick scheme. We've got work to do. I've told you that from day one. Number three, I told you that I was going to do 3 things with the money. If you pulled your cash out of your pocket and you put it down on the table and you'd come with me for this journey, I was going to build the mine, I was going to pay out the commissions, and I was going to promote the coin. We've done all of those things. We've got more mining to build, but we've purchased now more than all the mining power that we've sold. And we can prove it. We've shown the charts on the website. We've gone through the live calls. We had retail therapy a couple of weeks ago when we were licking our wounds the last time. I never told you that I was going to promise liquidity. I never told you that we were going to have a real world asset backing up this coin. I never told you that this was a stable coin. I told you that the growth and the value of our coin were directly connected to the size of our mine, the size of our community, the success of our promotion and marketing efforts, and eventually, the value of our coin thanks to its use in the marketplace, the utility, the thing that we've been talking about since day one, the currency, the money, our ability to pick up where Bitcoin left off and succeed as an alternative complementary currency. This is the harsh reality of the promises that we've made to each other, the things we've been talking about now for 91 weeks. And so if you're on this call right now and you're angry, stop for a moment and figure out if your anger is tied to missing one of those important points. Number one, you shouldn't have put in more than you were comfortable with. I hope you didn't. Number two, we're in for a journey, guys. I've asked you to buckle up. I told you in the welcome email that there were risks and scams around every corner. And I told you that I was going to build the mine, I was going to pay our commissions on time, and I was going to promote our coin. And we've provably done every single one of those things so far. So if you're on this call, you're angry, and it's not related to one of those things, let's keep going and we'll see where we go next. But let's talk first about what's really at stake here. What's really at stake here is that we're not some sort of network marketing company that's peddling a shampoo. We're not a network marketing company that's messing around in some fancy new cosmetics. We don't have a weight loss pill that also cures your cancer. You know, those things people use, they like the product, they get in, they stick around for a while, they never get their money back, they get out. It's all good. You've been warned about it 1,000 times. You joined 1,000 of them. Doesn't matter. The reason that people are so concerned about the success of this project is because we're not messing with shampoo. We're dealing with people's money. And as soon as you start messing around with money, people take it extremely seriously. I take it seriously. You take it seriously. The people on our team take it seriously. But we can't mess around about it. We can't joke around about it. We can't shrug it off if the market's not going the direction we want. We can't be casual about the risk that you've taken or your excitement and enthusiasm for our bright future. And that's what's really at stake here, money. And so we have to take it seriously. Although I'd like to just say, guys, pay no attention, not important. Start sounding a little shady, start sounding a little evasive. And I got to pause for a moment. I got to realize that you guys are taking it seriously because it's about money. Money's the lifeblood of society. Money's a good thing. I think that money's the root of all good. But I have to take it seriously. And so we're going to spend as much time as we need to tonight to work through this so that you, whether you're listening, tuned in right now, or you watch this thing later, or you want to go back and watch it again tomorrow or the next day, you remember what's at stake. Number one, risk. You know, when I started raising money for this thing, I wasn't comfortable taking anything more than $1,000. And there's the coffee. Thank you, beautiful. We're going to be here for a while. Get some caffeine in you. $1,000. That was it. And Rob, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think you were the first guy to put in $3,000. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, gosh, are you sure about that, bro? $3,000? Now, 3,000 may not have been a lot for you, but it was a lot for me. And that was a big chunk. And then somebody put in $9,000, $89.55 for the 9-pack. And people took a risk. And the $1,000 was like, that's a bad night out at the casino. Nobody wants to lose $1,000, but 1,000 is kind of reasonable. It's a bad night, but you know, you're not going to like cancel Christmas over it. Now may be a bad time of the year to say that. But $1,000, but it was a risk. Well, since then, I've seen checks coming across my desk now for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know some of you have bought 9-packs and then 27s and 27s for your wife and your children. And the money's not small anymore, guys. Those days of that little $1,000, shrug it off. Those are long gone. I know people are putting a lot of money into this now, and I respect that. I value it. But you might be on this call and you might be frustrated because you took a big bite, maybe something bigger than you were really comfortable with. Maybe you got caught up in the FOMO that was going down in September and you said, man, this thing's really going to go. I might as well put in another 100 or 200 or $500,000 more. That's scary because now we've got big risk. And I never wanted this to be a project where people got in over their heads with risk. Maybe you put in more than you should have. But I think that the bigger item is number two. I think the second part is actually the more heart-wrenching part today. And that part is hope. Imagine you got in on this thing and everyone warned you not to, and they said, don't put that money in. I'm telling you, it's a scam. It's another one of the thousands of scam coins that pops up every day. Maybe said they're going to pull the rug on you. You'll see. Just when you're the most excited, that's when the rug pull happens. And maybe you started watching it materialize over 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30, 50, 75 weeks. And you started getting comfortable with it. And you started actually thinking that it was going to turn out to be that one thing that you got into that actually worked out. What are the odds that I was actually at the right place at the right time, heard about it from the right person, and got in early enough for it to make a significant difference and impact in my life? Maybe I'm the guy in my family that ends up changing our financial future fundamentally and permanently. What if? It's like having that winning lottery ticket in your hand. And you start opening up new tabs on the web browser, shopping for cars or guns or houses. Start thinking about all the bountiful things that your life is about ready to experience. You got excited about it. You didn't put any more money in, but you started thinking that TexitCoin might just be the vehicle that you need to avoid having to become a greeter at Walmart. And that, losing that, oh, to me, that would be 100 times more painful than losing the $1,000. Risk on the front end, hope on the back end. They're dangerous and painful things if they end up slipping through your fingers. And that's scary. And either one of those things could land you to a place of frustration where you may be today. And I feel both of those. I hope you didn't put more at risk than you should have. I hope, I ask, I tell you again and again and again, but I can't control what you do. All I can do is give you good information. You can plug into good information here. But the hope part, being hopeful about this actually working, oh man, that's the part. Losing that would hurt more than the money. And that I say, guess what? I got great news. We are just as good today as we have ever been. That same energy, enthusiasm, excitement that I had that I bottled up a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Guys, it's the same project today. It is materially no different whatsoever, with a couple little exceptions that we're going to cover tonight. But we're great. Our whole team is great. We had a meeting this morning at the office talking about exactly what the reality is of the situation is today. And I think I talked about it on last week's call a little bit. I've got my hand on the worry jar. I'm testing the lid to see how tight it's on there. But I've got my worry and my fear all bottled up in that little jar. And it's not open. The lid's on it. Why? Because we've got a great project that has done exactly what we've wanted it to do. Capital. Guys, we've got all the resources we need today to build out the layer 2. Contacts, relationships. We've already been the top sponsor at major events that pave the way for us to have a relationship with the communities at a top level that we need in order to roll out the layer 2. That's our utility. We've got the mine. We've purchased 30% of the mining power. We've got the network coming together. The hash power's up. The price. We've got our coin on the market. We've got technology. We've got wallets. We've got the token generator now. We've got multiple explorers. We've got a web browser extension now so that people can start to build on our network, integrated into other dApps. And the price, bring it down, guys. Bring the price down. Imagine you're one of the people that got scammed out of 50,000 TEXIT coins. And some scammer cleaned $250,000 off your wallet, pretending to be Web Telegram Bobby. What a heartbreak. Well, the project hasn't changed. We're still the same project. We're still the same people. We're still on the same mission. We're still on the same rocket that we were always on. And if for some reason you made a foolish mistake and handed off access to your keys that cleared out your wallet, that sucks. And my heart hurts for you for that. But I would love for you to be able to buy those coins back for 10 cents on the dollar. If you lost those coins at $5, that's terrible. You want to buy them back for 50 cents? Great. Come on back in. That's 10 cents on the dollar. So let the price fall, because the price today has no impact on our project. Do we want the price to go up? Yes. Will the price go up eventually as we do the work and deliver on the promises we made? Yes. Confident about that. Just as confident about that today as I've ever been. More confident because the math in the beginning was based on an assumption of proof of work results. Now that we've gotten deep enough into it, we see the value in the utility of the layer 2 and its ability to drive demand for TexitCoin by itself. Set aside the proof of work numbers, they work as well. But now we've got a new market that's opened up and exposed itself to us that we're exploring quite aggressively. But the price is not an indicator today of our work. It's not an indicator of our results. I say bring it down. Let it crash. Our market now is above the size that you and I have the ability to affect the outcome of directly ourselves if we wanted to anyway. We had $15 million of liquidity. We burnt through most of our liquidity trying to hold a position we weren't able to hold on to. It's okay. There will be more liquidity. Everything that we've done has gotten us to where we are today. When we started with nothing. Today, we've got so much going for us. I won't even bother you with the list today. So what's next? Where do we go from here? Sales are down. Price is down. It's over, right? This is when you guys do the exit scam, the rug pull. Is that what's next? No, guys, we work the plan. What's next is we continue to lead. We continue to do the work day in, day out that we've been doing all along. We get through the end of 2025. Crypto is always struggling Christmas to New Year. Network marketing always struggles in this time of the year. We get through 2025. We make important changes and improvements to learn from the things that are negatively impacting us. And we start 2026 on the right track. We work the plan. We don't give up. We outthink our competitors. We outwork the competitors, and we outlast the noise. But here's one of the important changes that we're looking forward to. One of the important changes that we're looking forward to is the segmentation of our community. We've got people that are here for mining, and we've got people that are here to help us build and get to where we want to go. We've got me. I've got my Lone Star Rangers. We have our TexitCoin Rangers. We have people that are out there building communities and teams. We have team leaders. We have people that are sponsoring people. We have people that are hosting events and barbecues and meetups and bringing together people in living rooms and sharing our story with them. We need to do a better job of segmenting our community from guys that are passively riding on the rocket ship. They put their money in. They did what we need them to do. They helped us get closer towards our goal. They helped build the mine. And now they're over here. And then there's a part of our community that's helping us build and grow. I think last week, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think last week we talked about making a change in our rules to differentiate between active and inactive miners. This has no impact whatsoever on your mining output. Your mining output goes on whether Bobby likes you or not. If you're off the list of Bobby's besties, your mining stays intact. We've never once turned off anyone's mining power, except if they didn't pay. But we need to tell the difference between who the people are that want to help us build and get to our goals and who the people are that are just interested in mining. They put the blindfold on, they hit the snooze button, they say, wake me up when it's time to sell. Great, thank you. But what we're doing is we're working to make sure that we understand who the people are that we can count on to help us share our story with people all around the world and who doesn't want to be bothered with stuff like that. It's a really important thing. We did the numbers just a few minutes ago. Last week, our commission percentage, and remember, the only thing that I'm watching out for is this commission revenue breakdown, this revenue commission split. Let me pull up the chart real quick here so I can share it with you. Here comes chart. There it is. Did we see the jump on the website? Change to the day. Boom. There it is. Great job, and it's continuing to climb. But let's scroll down a little bit because this is the chart that I'm talking about. We peaked $9.83 million in September. Last week, we did $2.07 million. It's the same amount that we did the week before. But we watched our commission percentage jump from 56% all the way up to 64%. Now, you remember, I've told you all along that this is the only chart that I pay attention to. I don't care about the price. I care about the health of our comp plan. When I started this thing, I had to pick a marketing strategy. I picked referral marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, MLM marketing. Everyone said, geez, just don't call it MLM, please. Don't call it network marketing. We're not really network marketing. It's a one-time fee. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And we've got a product that's kind of like money. It's not something that's sold on the shelf at Walmart for 10 cents on the dollar. And that strategy got us to where we are today. But it's beginning to struggle. It's beginning to struggle because as the top gets bigger, we start building up points that end up getting paid out in commission or hash power, and that costs us money every week. And so we've had this comp plan, we've made changes to it across the last 91 weeks, and we've been really happy that we haven't had to change the rules for anybody that joined in at a time when they had better privileges. And so what we've decided is that we're going to create an active tab on your profile. And if you go inactive, we will skip you over when it comes to commission running. What does it mean? You can avoid going inactive by sponsoring one person in a rolling 3-month period. The period that we're looking at right now is October 9th. So if you're on board and you haven't sponsored anyone since October 9th, come the January 10th commission cycle, if we look at you and you've never sponsored anyone or you haven't sponsored anyone since October 9th, the commission system will simply just bypass you. They'll say, oh, hasn't done anything, not getting paid out. It will skip over commission potential, cash potential, whatever that word is. It'll skip over that. It'll say you're inactive. You haven't done anything to help us in 3 months, and it will skip you in the commission algorithm. We did the numbers today based on week 90 results, and we would have decreased the commission percentage for period week 90 from 64% down to 53%. That is a massive amount of bloat in commission getting paid out to people that are no longer actively helping us build and grow. We're not mad at them. We're not punishing them. We're simply saying to those people, thank you for what you've done. All the hash power you've accumulated, you're going to keep. If you'd like to continue to accumulate hash power, you got to stay active. Otherwise, we're putting our compensation plan at risk. The thing that has changed so many lives, the things that have paid out almost $60 million in commission, the thing that has changed the lives of people far and wide, guys, we hear about it all the time. To protect the integrity of that system and to allow us to keep using that system to move forward as we build and grow into 2026, we are now setting an active flag on your account. And if you haven't brought anyone on in the last 3 months, it's all good. We're not mad. You never had to do it in the first place anyway. But the commission engine will skip over you and it will then default you to whatever the current group is if you ever become reactivated. You don't have to. It's all good. You've done what we needed you to do for us to be successful, and we're extremely grateful for you for that help, to you for that help. So that's what we've done. And when we model the numbers, it puts our comp plan right back into almost healthy territory. Between that change and a little bit of growth as we break out into 2026, the gift card program put a couple $1 million of sales up for us as well. Those sales have yet to hit our numbers. As that happens, I believe that we'll get that commission percentage number back under 50% and point ourselves right back into the black and start moving this thing back in the right direction. That's what we've done. We've made a change, an important change to increase the health and protect the integrity of the program. Some people will call us liars. Some people will say, well, that's it. I'm out. I don't get any free hash power anymore. They're changing the rules. And if you think that that's unfair and you feel like we're wronging you, then I apologize for that. We've done everything that we can to follow through on the promises we've made to our community. And the other thing about differentiating, guys, between like that active community that's helping us build and grow and do we have to turn off the chat? How do you turn it off? Do we have to turn off? Hold on. People are saying, turn off the chat. I can't pay attention. It's too loud. Webinar chat. Anyone know how to turn off the chat? Show chat previews. Chat previews are off. I don't know how to turn it off. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. We've made this change. we're going to do everything we can to protect the integrity of the program. This goose that lays the golden egg of ours is healthy, and we're going to keep it that way. We already modeled what would have happened in week 90 with this change. We'd have gone from 64% down to 53%. We're almost out of the danger zone. I think that that's a huge, huge improvement. I'm very happy with it. And I'm excited to put it into effect because two things. Number one, I think that it's going to really make a fundamental change to that percentage, but also it's going to get a lot of people who have been inactive back to active. And that's really what we want. You want to be a part of our program? You want to help us continue to grow? That's wonderful. We appreciate it. And let's keep going. I got to disable my Telegram notifications. There we go. Hopefully my computer's more quiet now. So that's exciting. That's what we're really excited about. We're excited about that change, and we're excited about getting through 2025, enjoying the holidays, not worrying too much about what's going on. Look, you've heard my piece. I'm still going to get into all the questions that you guys have in the next couple minutes here. But that's what I wanted to communicate to you guys to get our conversation started. Tim, what did I miss?
Well, I just wanted to add a couple things. Well, first off, we've got probably the largest group on here tonight. Obviously, it sucks because the price is where it's at, and that's why a lot of you are on here. But, I'm looking at this chat group over on the side, Bobby, and I get it. Guys, we understand there's a ton of people that are upset. There's really two people on here that are screaming the most, and one of the guys on there said that he sold all of his coins, and man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, right? I've been fielding phone calls today, a couple good friends, and again, just so you know, guys, I've talked to a lot of people. I've signed a ton of people up, a lot of family, friends, colleagues, people that I care about, right? They're in the system and I'm getting calls and they're like, man, should we sell everything we have? And the answer is I think we just need to dumb it down and to share with people exactly what we're doing and how we plan on turning this around for next year. Because again, there's a lot of people that's upset, and mostly it's because they haven't listened to every single call. They don't get to see what I see every day with you. You know what I mean? And most people don't. And you kind of briefly started talking about some of those things that we're doing, but quite frankly, a lot of people on this call aren't really savvy with all that. So what I wanted to do was just take a moment, just me and you, we can have a quick little conversation and share with people what we've been talking about and the things why we're so confident with this. I'm just as confident. This is what I just told a good friend of mine just a second ago before we got on this call. I said, I'm just as confident in this project now as I was when I first got in. I got in January 30th when it was 20 cents. And I rode this thing all the way up and seen it at $6 or whatever, or $7, whatever it was. I didn't sell any of my coins. We're back down now to under $1. And I look at my wallet and I'm like, crap, I just lost a ton of money. But really,
Yeah.
I haven't lost anything because I haven't sold anything yet. But I get that, and he's like, well, man, I just think this thing's going to zero. And I
Yeah.
said, I'll tell you right now that it's not going to go to zero. And here's why, because the leadership is still here. Bobby is still here. Bobby's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. We're talking about the moves and the things that we're going to do to put into place so that we can be successful next year. This has just been a perfect storm of things that have happened, right? We got too big. Then we went on that trip where we took everybody. We were incentivizing. We were happy. Things were going great. We took all the leadership away for 3 weeks. That was starting to be our decline. Then everything that's going on in the world right now, there's a lot of people that's scared, a lot of people that need money. You talked earlier about in our meeting, a ton of the Black Friday stuff. A lot of people are financing Christmas this year. What does that mean? They need money, right? So what do? They see that this is going down. They're like, well, let's pull out some of that money that we can while we can right now. And so that's just happening. And that's unfortunate. I don't like to hear
Yeah.
anybody losing out of any money, right? But the true fact is we're going into now to where the mine is starting to get built. We just plugged in some machines in Conroe, right? Things, which means that's on that chart where it shows you if you look at the chart that he just showed you at the beginning, guys, where it drastically went up, that's because we plugged in some of the machines and we're plugging in more. So when that happens and that gets up high enough, now we can run mission critical applications on our blockchain, which is what Bobby said, number one of what we're doing. Now we can do what? We can do phase two. Those guys that are talking about the complaints that there's no value or utility, you're right. We haven't done anything with it yet. We've told
Yeah.
everybody that we're just beginning. But now that we've got the mission critical, or now that we've got the blockchain growing because we're plugging in more machines, now we can start on phase two. And that's what Bobby's been focusing on. That's what he's been
Yeah.
excited about. And that's what he shares with us and our leadership team. Right. So when we look at what I just wanted to do for everybody, because here's the deal, we talk about we have passive people and we have people that are building and doing something. In the end, guys, we need everybody. We need a large community. So even if you're passive on here and you're just now tuning in, and this is the first call that you've tuned into in a long time, we need you also, right? And we want you. You're a critical part of our community. It takes a large community for this thing to grow. Now we have people that are builders, and we have people that are going to go out there and spread the message, right? That are ambassadors. And those are the ones that we reward more with the affiliate program. And the changes that we're making now is not because of everything is falling. It's like Bobby said, we look at that commission structure, and when it gets over 50%, that's a problem. And if we don't do something now, that could inevitably be a major problem. So we're taking steps. That's all we're doing to try to fix the thing so that we can get the coin pointed in the right direction. How do we
Yeah.
get the coin pointed in the right direction? It's little steps, right? Somebody said on there, well, what project has lost 75%? Well, what was the statistic you told me the other time about Bitcoin? Bitcoin dropped
Yeah.
all the way down. Look at it, go up, it goes down, but it went down drastically, lost 80% of its value or something. So here's
Yep.
the deal, guys. We just need to stay the course. The truth is we need each and every miner. We need all of you. When I hear people say they've sold out now, that really sucks. I hate to hear that because I know in my heart of hearts, come this time next year, probably where we're going to be sitting. We'll already have phase two in action. The price is already turned around. And those people that sold, you can only sell one time, right? And then you're gone. Now, for others, you're buying right now. Okay. And that's great too. If you have the ability to do that, that's awesome. But the real truth is we just need to stay the course. Let us do what we planned out to do. Let Bobby put his plan into action, and this thing will turn around. It will. Why? Because leadership isn't going anywhere. He's on these calls every week with you guys, and he talks to you from his heart, and he sits here and he answers questions, right? That's not somebody that's running from something. That's somebody that's saying, hey, I had a plan, this is where I wanted to be. This was the blueprint based on growth and everything else. Well, we didn't hit that, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm not running. I'm not canceling the calls. You know what I mean? I'm on here
Yeah.
with you guys. We're in the trenches together. We are all in line, right? Everybody here has a reason why they got into TexitCoin on this call, right? Everybody, it could be for different reasons. Maybe some of you wanted to make a quick buck, and that's okay. I quit a 24-year-old career to do this full time. Do you think when I look at this, Bobby, and that's what I tell people, that's what I told my buddy, I left a 24-year-old career to do this full time. Do you think that I'm all in this? Yes, I'm not going anywhere. Bobby's not going anywhere. This was his
Yeah.
mission. And again, I think the message has gotten distracted with what we're trying to do. We're building a community, we're building a mind, and we're changing the way that people look at money. That's difficult. That's hard,
Yes.
right? And you had a great plan, and we're still going to get there. Just might not be on the time frame, right? So I just wanted to take a minute to share before you start
I
getting,
don't know, man. I think we got a lot coming our way in January. Like we haven't
yeah,
look, here's what our community needs to remember as well. We're moving forward, guys. We want it to be with you. You guys are already on the rocket. If you put your cash in, your mining power continues. You guys get phase two. It's coming our way. That's already happening. Now we're starting to plant seeds for phase three. What? What are you crazy? What? No, yeah, we are crazy because just because a couple people, which are probably the ones that are not out there helping us build and grow and don't understand the story and don't understand the mission and the work, are making noise, a lot of noise, doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing the things that we said that we were going to do to protect the integrity of our network. We have everything we need right now to be successful. We're going to be successful. Join us. You're already a miner. Hopefully, if you're on this call, you're a miner. But we have everything going for us, guys. I am no more worried, but I understand that you are. And so I want to give you a little bit of something. And that little bit of something is like when you should be worried. When should you be worried? The answer is not today. Today, you should be worried about having a great time with your family over the next week. What we're looking at now is making an important, some people are not liking it, but an important change to help protect the integrity of our comp plan, number one. And then number two is we're looking for a really great second week of January. So the week of January 3rd to the 10th, we think is going to be an incredible week. If we come back and we're still licking our wounds after the year is broken and we're moving on to 2026, then we'll have a different conversation on what is that, January 13th? 13th. But for now, have a great time, enjoy the holidays, spend time with your family. Worry not. We're here working day in, day out on this project, whether you're with us or you're against us. It does not matter. I've been doing this honest money thing, guys, for 18 years now. Go back, watch the videos. Same guy, same conversation. Had plenty of fair shares of difficult times over the years. Still here today. Outworking, outthinking, and outlasting the competition. Not a problem. It's easy for me. I'd like you guys to continue on the journey with me. If you sell out of all your coins and you get off the rocket, I hope you enjoyed the time we had together. That's a real shame. I think you're leaving at a tough time. But everyone has to decide what that point is for themselves. Go back, please, and think about the things we asked you to. Don't put in more than you're comfortable with. Remember that we're not here for a quick buck. And remember that we followed through on the things we said we're going to do. Give them some time to see the light of day, to manifest into an actual result that you can see and measure on the open market. So there's a lot more coming. 2026 is right around the corner. And if you want to worry and play scared poker, okay. If you want to hang in there and wait till the second week of January to see how that comp plan change works out for us, I think it's going to work out very well. And remember, guys, we got a lot of stuff on the calendar. We've got the next Ranger Roundup coming. You know, Tim's goal is to work with our team, those leaders that are out there taking our story to the world, and make sure they're really doing it well. You know, we're working on becoming smarter and more intelligent in the use of capital for marketing and promotion budgets, for Ranger reimbursement budgets. You know, the days of YOLOing the money out there and just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, and almost everything stuck before, are they're not behind us, but we have to be more careful when the numbers are down. We break through this point, we get into 2026, we see things turn around, and then we're able to do a better job applying the capital that we have to continue working in the right direction. Then we get into phase two. Then we get into phase three. And that's where things start to really mature and leap, creep, and sleep, creep, leap for us. I don't remember. So anyway, that's what we're working on. We're still here. We're improving things. We're making changes. Some of you won't like those changes. Others are looking at it and saying, guys, you should have never done it this way from day one. But you got to remember that the little plan that could brought us to where we are today. More than $140 million in, 56,000 miners, 30% of the mining hardware that we need purchased and delivered arrived in our warehouses, just waiting to go out and get deployed. So we've come a long way. I don't know if the plan that we started with is going to be the plan that takes us over the finish line. We've got a lot of great people in our community now that have brought all kinds of good ideas and suggestions back to the drawing board here for us to evaluate and to see how we can overcome little challenges here and there. So far, so good, guys. We haven't had to do anything drastic or wild. We've made a couple strategic, planned changes, and this one's no different. The change goes into effect on January 9th. So you've got until the week of January 3rd, whatever week that is. This is 91, 92, 93. So we're giving you a couple weeks heads up. If you haven't sponsored anyone since October 9th, then you got to get out there. If you want to continue to help support us and help us grow and maintain your grandfathered status, we just need you to stay active, which means you bring on at least one person every 3 months on a 3-month rolling average. That's the change. It is what it is. Like I said, we've already modeled the number. We would have gone from 64% down to 53%, just a little bit of a hair above the danger zone. We get the sales turned back. We go into 2026, and we're back to having a great time and high-fiving each other on these weekly calls. That's what we want.
That's just one of the steps. That's just one of the steps that you're doing to turn this thing back around. I wanted to give you one more example, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bobby, but you know, a few years back was my first introduction to crypto. I got into crypto and the same thing happened. Things were tanking. I got scared and I sold what I could and I lost quite a bit of money. So the first time that you came in to that hot tub show where I was working and my cousin Gage said, you need to come over and meet this guy. If you remember, I didn't even come over and meet you. I didn't want to talk to you. It was
Wait,
crypto.
you were there?
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't
I
even
didn't
meet
know
you
you were there. I
because
had no idea.
my cousin came over and said, you got to come meet this guy. He's starting this Texas-based crypto thing. And I said, cryptocurrency, I don't want anything to do with it. I was stung by the crypto bee. And so I was like, I didn't want to do it. So I could have
Yeah,
met you last year and got in, 6 months earlier. My point
yeah,
is I'm not going to do that again. I mean, things go good, things go bad. Had I stuck around with the same crypto that I lost all that money a few years ago, if I would have just held on to it, I would have 5 or 6x my money. But I didn't do it. I
yeah,
got scared. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
stay the course, people. That's all we're saying. Take a look at what we can do. You've trusted us this far. Let's go. Let's go to the finish line. Let's see
yeah,
what we can really do.
yeah. I'm not saying that. You can say that, and I agree with that. But my opinion is, um, look, if you're going to help us build and grow, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you're not, just let us do our work. Let us do the things that we said we were going to do. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. If you need to go out there and start YouTube channels bashing us, by all means, man, it's a free country. You know, Others have tried to do that with varying degrees of success against other people. But take a look in the mirror. Like, what are you doing? You're still in the rocket. Calm down. We've got work to do. We're doing it. Um, but look, everyone has to decide for themselves when they get on the rocket and if and when they get off the rocket. And that's okay. Some people already made some money. They're going to cash out the rest of their position. Some people are still waiting to see, a benefit. They're going to hold on. But that doesn't matter for us today. We know exactly what we have to do. We have everything that we need to do it. We're unaffected by it.
Right.
So stick around, help us grow. If that's you, bring on somebody by January 9th, stay active, and let's light 2026 on fire. Rob, you're being awfully quiet back there. You got anything else to add?
I'm just still so excited about this thing, man. I'm not worried at all. I don't know, like people settle down. If you even had a glimpse of how hard we're working on this stuff and all the things we've got going on, you would be so confident and so excited. I know we've got some negative Nancy's on the chat, but the community is putting up with it. We're not going to turn the chat off. We think you should, you're going to hear people accuse us of being a scam or a rug pull or pump and dump or MLM or whatever you want to throw shade on this thing. But we have a real mission to bring fair and honest money to the people. And that is what we are doing. Layer 2 is right around the corner. And there is so much exciting things happening very, very soon. Conroe's powered up, looking pretty solid, not 100%, but almost there. We'll get Victoria figured out with that hot power line. So, guys, new website, new store, mine's coming online, layer 2 coming. I mean, what else do you want? Are you not entertained? Right?
That's good. That's good.
We're having a good time, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to lose money, people, if you sell at the bottom. Don't do it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Well, thank you for that input, and you're absolutely right. We do have a lot. In fact, like you mentioned, the TexitCoin.org website just got replaced with a holding page that covers a lot of problems. It's a simple page right now, but it doesn't have all of our Texas secession stuff on there, and it's got working social media links. So it's a big step in the right direction. We've got the rest of the updates lined up for the next couple of days, but it was really important to have that fundamentally improved before that Dallas holiday parade goes live to the 20-25 million people across the country. A big step forward there, and more coming in the next couple of days. Okay, so anything else we need to cover before we jump into Q&A?
No,
Q&A is hot tonight, man, and it's growing
Popcorn is
fast.
on the way.
let's get after it.
Left some good stuff.
All right. Loretta wants to know, I have someone in writing that the 9+2 package only requires one new enrollment before January 9th. Okay. So this is an important thing. First of all, every tracking center is independent. So if you bought the builder plan, it comes with 3 tracking centers. We tie those 3 tracking centers together unless and until you ask us to break them apart. So they are judged together, both in terms of cash potential and also in terms of your last enrollment. So I don't know if we've clarified that, but yes, those tracking centers, as long as one of those brings on somebody, then we'll keep the other 2 tracking centers live with it as well. Answer the question on the record. Hola, Bobby. Dan here from Tulum. Any chance for the TXT team that will be at the Bitcoin event in El Salvador? No, for 2 reasons. Number one, we're not real big at the Bitcoin events. Remember, we're not anti-Bitcoin. We're not even competitive to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the OG. It's the digital gold. But we don't actively try to network with the Bitcoin community. Not yet. They've got objections, and their objections are some even reasonable. We'll probably get into some of those objections in the Q&A tonight. But we want to win over the Bitcoin community with our actions, not with our rhetoric. We don't want to tell them what we're going to do because they've seen it too many times before. They've heard it too many times before. We want to show them what we're doing. And so we don't get involved too much at the Bitcoin events. Douglas says, so excited about Puerto Rico tax advantages. How about a large TexitCoin expat gated community? We did some research down there about building costs and opportunities. We've got some information. And so we'll have more on that, hopefully, as we get down there in February. Vincent says, well, what about the liquidity, the BTC, gold, USDC, properties, all that stuff? Don't you have to sell that to support the price of the coin? No. Number one, we have already used about $15 million to try to support the price of the coin, even though we didn't liquidate gold and silver and USDC coins and all that stuff. So the liquidity has really mostly been used so far. It's still there where we have it, but we've used a lot of other money. So that's number one. Number two is you got to remember, guys, that we can't support the price with the liquidity that we have if we're not growing. And my theory, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, the majority of the selling pressure that we're seeing on the market is from scammed coins, hacked coins. It's a really, really, really sad thing. But you look at the market and you say, man, it went $5, $6, $7. Who would want to cash out and sell massive amounts right now? Well, a couple people did. We know who those people are, some of them. But there's only so many people that have big enough stashes of TXC to negatively affect the market. We've monitored those wallets. Those wallets aren't really moving. So it's got to be a bunch of people, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 coins that bundled together to put this much pressure on the market to liquidate $15 million of TXC. Or we've had $15 million worth of hacks, which is probably about the number that people have been hacked. And so I don't want to buy back hacked coins at top dollar. So when we say that we've got a plan with the path to 16, the plan isn't to blow through every dollar we have to support the price at an unnatural level. The plan is to use our liquidity strategically to test certain conditions and see if we're right. We're not right now, especially when we're having hacked coins sold back to us. We can't tell the difference in the market between a hacked coin and a good coin. We can't tell the difference between a hacked coin seller and a good coin seller. And so I want the price to fall down so we can buy back these coins as cheap as we can. And so, no, we don't have to cash out all the liquidity to support the price of the coin. We could blow through another $10, $15 million right now, and we would be no further ahead, possibly, than where we are today. Now, I know that with a high level of certainty because our sales are diminishing. So we'll start bringing more liquidity back around when our sales start moving in the right direction. As our community starts to grow, as our sales begin to grow, as that liquidity starts coming back in, that second week of January that ends on the 10th, 11th, 12th, we get cashed up. Then we'll start getting back involved with our liquidity and see if it has the appropriate market response. So we've got those things. We're not broke. We've got plenty of resources here. But are we going to use the resources to try to hold the price of the coin, or are we going to use the resources to implement layer 2? That's my call. I get to make it. Stace says, my only concern is you're changing the comp plan. If people aren't sponsoring anyone and have no immediate intention to, commissions are not an issue. But if they decide to jump on board and run with it, then they are grandfathered in with double hash. That should not be taken away. Yes, suspend their affiliate rewards if they aren't, but don't penalize a grandfathered comp plan. Second, with that, you even mentioned that the benefits of having a position with grandfathered double hash, beachfront. Okay, so first and foremost, I got to say something that's not nice. Bobby's program, Bobby makes the rules. Okay, that doesn't mean it's not without consideration. It's not to line Bobby's pocket. It's to have a healthy plan that markets and promotes our mining project in a particular manner that also builds the community. So we want to have these things together. That's why we did it this way. I only change the plan if I think that the plan is not working. We've closed a couple loopholes over the years. Sorry, over the last year and a half. But we've never had to change it retroactively until now. Why? Christmas time, holiday time, hackers, vacations. What is it that got us to where we are today? My thought is that what we're coming up against is the reality of the fact that we're trying to run this thing like a network marketing company without the same rules that network marketing companies use. Auto ship is number one. When you join a network marketing company, you got to buy their product month in, month out. It's like having a gym membership. Half the reason people go to the gym is they look at their credit card statement and say, crap, haven't been to the gym once this month. I pay $79 a month for this membership. I might as well get there. The auto ship is a commitment. It's a recurring charge that causes you to at least think about it. But if you pay a one-time fee and you did some stuff 8, 10, 12, 14 months ago that's resulting in you getting $6,000 of free hash power every week, how long do you think that can go on before we go out of business? And so what would you rather have? Us change the comp plan and unfortunately have to go back and make a change retroactively that affects people that were previously grandfathered, or go out of business? We're not going to bleed out. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. And so that's number one. We change the plan to keep the plan healthy. We don't want to do it retroactively, but we will do anything required, including shutting it down to protect the integrity of TexitCoin. What do you think is going to happen? We're at 52%, then 56, then 64, then 75, then 85, then 100%? What? You would imagine that at some point I'm going to go, the plan's not working anymore. It can't be fixed. It can't be corrected. And we have to turn it off. That's painful. That's scary. And it's hard to come back from that. Probably impossible. And we know that when we change the comp plan and we make it retroactive, that we're going to lose about 50% of the community. That's what normally happens inside of a traditional network marketing company. They piss off half the people go, it's over. And they get lean. They get back into healthy. And they continue building and growing. They don't give up. And so Stace, or Stace E, is that, yes, it's concerning. It's frustrating. We don't like to do it, but we will stop at nothing to be successful with our mission. Honest money. We will make that rule. That rule is in effect right now. If you haven't sponsored by somebody within 3 months of January 9th, commission will skip right over you and you will lose your status. As we mentioned before, you've got a builder plan. We tie those spots together. So one of them has to do something and you keep your status. It seems unfair, but I think of it as incredibly unfair that we're giving away $1,000 or $2,000 or $6,000 of hash power, or $3,000, $2,000, $1,000 of cash every week to people that haven't done anything in a long time. And so if that is you, sorry, but we have to do this to protect the integrity of our program. Stace is back and says, but now if those positions get penalized because we never had an intention to build and it loses the double hash, our beachfront just went to swampland. No. Yes, kind of. The rule changes, but you still keep your position. So you're here and you've got all this stuff down there that's giving you free stuff every week. And you got to kick in $1,000 every 3 months. It's like having a $300 monthly auto ship. You got to bring on one person every 3 months or buy a spot for your goldfish if you choose to do so. Now, look, I'm only kidding about the goldfish spot. It's against our rules. Please don't do it. But it's like having a $333 monthly auto ship. Or just bring on someone every 3 months. to maintain the quality of your oceanfront property. Kevin says, long haul here as well. Would you consider opening up a greater funding amount for investors, not unlimited to create a potential manipulation, but open it up to 54 or 82? I bet you would have a lot of people. Yeah, I think we would too. But we're going to save that for something we call phase 3. More on that sometime when everyone's done being so angry. Brian says, no one's mad about spending money. It's about what is next in the path. How do we get the coin up so we can sell mines more easily? Okay, this is a really important question. And I feel like Brian's giving me a bit of a softball here to get up on my soapbox and tell you about my new Telegram nickname. My new Telegram nickname is Bobby Back to the Basics. You can see it right there. Kind of see it right there. Almost see it right there. Okay, what does it mean? Guys, when I started this thing, I had nothing. I owned a property. I owned another property next door. I've been doing okay. I've got money. I've put plenty of money into this thing. But when I started this, we had almost no tech. We barely had a working wallet. We didn't have much in the way of mining. We didn't have a community. We weren't on any exchanges. Shortly after I started this thing, the coin went offline. We took the network down because we didn't lock the back door. And so the presentation back at the early days of TexitCoin was all about the mission. Hey, I have an idea. Why should you take me seriously? Well, I've done this, this, and this. And I'm standing in front of you here today, and I'm inviting you to join me for the mission. And I'm asking you to put $1,000 in. And if I'm right, I think we're going to get rich. How rich? I don't know, but I think we'll do well. Come with me. Put your money in. That's it. That was the pitch. Now, if you remember a couple months ago, I said I'm not doing the Thursday night calls anymore. That's probably going to change. I'll tell you why in a minute. But I did my last formal Thursday night call was the evolution of the TexitCoin pitch. The early day pitch was all about take a chance, YOLO some cash, join me for an adventure, make some new friends, have a good time, and let's see what we can do. Then it evolved, and eventually it became look at the chart, look at the price, have a good night, put your money in. And I got lazy. I did the same thing that most of you guys started doing. Hey, we're on this project. The price is going up. The community is going up. Shows no sign whatsoever of stopping. Let's go. It's an easy pitch. It's a very, very easy pitch. It's a performance-based, metric-driven pitch that requires almost nothing other than a couple charts. Our price, our sales, up, up. That pitch doesn't work anymore. We were in Puerto Rico the other day, a room of 40 people came together. Most of them don't know anything about crypto. Most of them aren't in crypto. Most of them don't invest in crypto. 40 strangers, never met them before. None of them, not a single one in that room was a person I knew. I got in front of them, and an hour and something later, 22 people came on board the rocket. Guys, don't look at the price today. You're going to laugh. Don't look at our sales. They're embarrassing. But I got an idea. I got a plan, and I think that if I'm right, my plan might just save the world. It's a pretty lofty goal, but somebody has to be the guy that cares about honest money. That was Ron Paul. He's 90 now. He's not getting out, and he's not beating the drum every day, going around from campaign stop to campaign stop, talking to people about economics. That's me now. I just bought an RV. I'm getting it wrapped in TexitCoin. Guys, I'm going on the road if I have to. I'll go from town to town to town all over the state to share my story. I did it back then when I had nothing. People came with me. And if I got to do it again today and look them in the eye and tell them the numbers are down and the price sucks and it feels like the sky is falling, put your $1,000 in, let's go. Come with me. I'll do it. And if everybody else walks out the door because I changed the comp plan, I made you have to bring on one person every 3 months if you want to keep your comp plan benefit, not your mining benefit. This has nothing to do with mining. But you want to keep your advantageous oceanfront property, bring on one person every 3 months. If that's so out of line and unreasonable that I got to do this whole thing myself, I'll do it myself. And I'm totally fine carrying the weight of this project for you and for me by myself. Now, I know I'm not going to be doing it alone because I got Tim and I got Rob and I got my Lone Star Rangers and I got my TEXIT Rangers and I got a lot of other people that have looked me in the eye, that have touched my heart and know that I'm not joking about this mission. Same words, 17, 18 years later, honest money. It's work, guys. It was never going to be easy. And so if I got to do this thing myself in my RV, going town to town, I will do it myself. But that's how we get this thing going back in the right direction. We get back to the original pitch. I'm going to do the original pitch on Thursday night, Christmas. Want to join me? Take 20, 30 minutes out of your Christmas evening, put me up on the big screen. I'll give you the original introduction on Thursday night because that's the one that got us to where we are today. We got lazy in our presentation skills because the numbers told the whole story for us. The numbers don't tell the story for us anymore. The numbers have no indication whatsoever about how good we're doing. They're unrelated today. I think it's largely because people got hacked. Who else would want to crash the market? Hackers don't care. They're not ideologically aligned with our vision. They're going to sell everything they get off your coin as fast as they can. They're pretty sophisticated, guys. I get one email a day from a bank, from a appliance company. Hey, we will not call you. If you got a call from Best Buy, it wasn't us. Stop giving them your credit card number. It's not us. It's tough. Digital risks are a disaster. But we'll get through it. I see another question a little bit further down that's setting me up for like the how and the long-term why. But today, I need you to get away from the path to 16 for the introduction pitch because we're obviously way off of the path. The path to 16 concept still works, but it doesn't work on the timeline that we've set. Can we still get to 16 by February? Sure. Of course we can. We need a little bit of luck to get there. We need to hit 2026 hard and strong and fast, but still very possible. But the point is that we have to improve the quality of our presentation. And it's not easy. I'm the right guy to do that original presentation. And so what we need to do is we need to get people to that Thursday night call, and we need to have them hear it from me. What you're good at, maybe you're good with the crypto, maybe you're good with the numbers, maybe you've just got a lot of friends that like you and trust you and would listen to a guy like me on a Thursday night call. Get them to the call. I'll do it myself. If I got to drive around in an RV, inviting people to join us for our journey, I'll do it myself. I don't think I'll be doing it by myself. But that's what we have to do. We got to get back to the better presentation that doesn't get people fixated right out of the gate on the performance of the digital asset. Instantaneously, we're orienting us on a tough, difficult track that's hard to sustain. And if the price falters, the phone starts ringing and we go, oh, whoa, 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 you're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's not about the price. It's about the work. So we have to get back to that original presentation. Tim, did you rejoin us to say something? You disappeared for a little while there. Now you're back.
Giving you my eyes. You said Tim has looked me in the eyes as my other guys have looked me in the eyes. I'm here with you.
Okay, we got this. Brad says, since the gift card promotion is over, will the 3+1 give us the ability to establish multiple sponsorships? No, I don't think so. Well, no, if you use the gift card and somebody signs up and puts your sponsor ID in there, then that will count as a sponsorship. I don't know if that's what you mean. Anonymous attendee, what is the realistic timeline for CoinMarketCap verification and what is the plan to be verified before that goal? Okay, so interesting news on this front. Our guys reached back out and said, congratulations, your price has crashed. We can now go for a CoinMarketCap verification again. Remember, CoinMarketCap turned us down because they thought our price was higher than what our community was really able to support. And maybe they were right. But two things required. One was the price and the wallet situation. And the second thing is updating the social media links and fixing the wrap TexitCoin specs that are kind of commingled with some other information on the CoinMarketCap listing. So we got the website now to a place where the links are corrected. So now we're going to go after CoinMarketCap verification again. We'll fall off of page 5, maybe down to page 10 or 12, but we definitely want to have a verified listing. And now it's easier than ever to get that done. So that's good news. We'll look at the glasses half full. How can we be in the beta for layer 2 consideration? Well, I'm not sure what you mean there, Byron. Remember, you can go right now to tokens.texitcoin.org and you can create your own token on the layer 2. So if you want to mess around with it, you can go right there right now and mess around with it. I don't know if we've made any instructional videos yet on how to do that. If you're talking about the beta for downtown digital dollars, that's something that's a couple weeks off. Once we get into 2026 and we have our first contract signed for downtown digital, you'll be the first to know, and then we can start putting people on a schedule. Anonymous sending, markets starved of liquidity. The community was guided to DEX and don't be active, and it's created a lack of liquidity across expanding exchanges. Seems useless to have huge piles sitting in store of value parked assets while the optics are in house are the house is on fire. Fix the liquidity of TXC and build back those store of value that makes sense. No. Guys, remember, we're all in this together. You can have lots of ideas and suggestions, but this is not about the price. This is about the work, and I don't work for you. I work for TexitCoin. And so while you might want to see your coin hit $16 so you can cash out and buy that thing you want, you're going to have to wait because I will not sacrifice our reserves to appease a couple of loud, angry people that got in here for reasons other than what we were supposed to be doing in the first place. How's the API going? I have layer 2 ready to deploy and stress test the network now that Conroe is firing. Mine is smaller, but still steady, and could be a good test before running a full community currency. So we've got a lot of API. I don't know where we are today in terms of the layer 2 API commands, but I will get that on the list. L2 API, question mark. Okay. But it's done. And remember, it's a public network. So as soon as we give you the API, anybody can mess around with it. Can we get a confirmation that builder seats will stay active as long as the original is active? Yes, confirmed. For now, I like it. Do they go back active for 90 days the next time they sponsor a new miner? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You'll get a 90-day extension on your active status every time you sponsor someone. Amy wants to know, would it be considered activity if one of our directs buys another miner? No. No, it's not based on points. So we're looking at when the last time was that you sponsored someone, not when they upgraded or not when they earned a commission, but when the last time was that you sponsored a new miner. Yes, it's based on enrolling a new person. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh man, 99 plus questions.
Actually, 159 to be precise.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Down the bottom it says 99. Okay, I see where it says
They're
159.
they're growing again, like when you put the gremlins in the water. So
Well, we got 999 people on the call. Let's see how far we can go. Only thing I would like to ask, I'm actively pushing TextIt. I repost, post, and share, but I haven't gotten a new miner recently. Am I still going to be classified as non-active? I want to still be part of the TextIt community and be part of the ecosystem. You are. Remember, building has nothing to do with your mining. You're still part of our community. You're valued and respected as a miner. You did the thing that we needed you to do in order for our project to be successful. Some of you are helping us build. Some of you are passive riders on the rocket. We're all good either way. If you can bring on one person every couple months, that gives you the ability to keep your grandfathered status. If you're done building before you lose that status, maybe you want to sell your spot. If you've got that oceanfront property, but you're not able or willing to continue building with us, you've done everything you could do, sell your spot. What happens if the price goes to zero on CMC? Does the project end or just waiting for someone to buy and then the coin goes on? I don't really think the project will go to zero. It's like, it's possible, I guess. But you can go down to really, really small fractions of a penny. The thing that started driving up the price of TexitCoin in the first place was the small supply. Well, now our supply is bigger, right? So if it gets to like a penny, we've got 60 million coins out there, that would be like $600,000 for somebody to buy up all the coins. Somebody would come along and buy up all the coins if they knew that I was still working on the project. Oh, more water.
Hey, Bobby, real quick on the question before, Sean, if you're still listening, if you're wanting to sign people up, if that's your goal, but you're still having problems, then let's look at your leadership and let's ask them for some help. That's what they're there for. The rangers and the people, start with your sponsor. If you don't know who your ranger is, ask your sponsor. Keep going up. We can figure out who that is, but we're here to help you. You know, everybody's running into the same thing, so maybe we just need to give you some extra assistance.
Yeah, and we have a lot coming very, very soon in terms of that information so that you can connect with your leadership and they can connect with you. Can you update phase two and how that will improve Texas opportunity? So here's the thing about phase two. Phase two is what we think of as like a gateway utility. Thanks, lady. All I have to do is like imagine the glass of water and it manifests itself. That's the power of positive thinking. So TexitCoin is the currency, but not yet. People aren't using it yet. Biggest challenge with adoption with cryptocurrency is usually volatility. First, there's a technology hurdle, but people today are comfortable with Cash App, Zelle, Venmo. And so the second thing is the volatility. And so stable coins have come in kind of as the white knights of crypto volatility and said, hey, we've got the best of both worlds. We've got a digital asset that's easy to send and low cost to transact, but it maintains a very stable value, $1. That's it. And so what happens is monetarily, people use the stable coin because it's more reliable in the marketplace. Okay, it doesn't get people using TXC exactly for the purpose it's intended, but it gets people warmed up to the idea of crypto. And that's a really great thing that gets us started. Then we get people that will actually use TXC in the marketplace as we transition, from the stable coin layer 2 into the real TXC ecosystem. Now, we already have people doing that today. Probably less so today because of the volatility of TexitCoin, but we'll see how that works itself out over time. Okay, so let's go back to phase 2 and layer 2. Layer 2 improves the TexitCoin opportunity because to use the network, you have to pay a fee. Okay, so here's how that goes. You want to send the layer 2 stablecoin token from one person to another. And it works this way with USDT and USDC on Ethereum or on Binance Smart Chain. In order to send that transaction, even if the fee is a thousandth of a dollar or a thousandth of a penny, you have to have some TXC in order to send it. And so what our model does is it says, hey, here's your phone, here's the app, go out there and buy some tokens to spend at the fair and festival. Whether they use that on a phone or on a gift card, like a Dave & Buster's card, it doesn't matter. The medium, the format is inconsequential because what you're doing is you're tapping to pay with something. And what happens is when you add those tokens into your wallet, the app goes out and it purchases 1% in TexitCoin off the open market. Okay, now this is where the rubber hits the road. Every time you add value in the app to get more tokens, you got to pay to use the network. Now, you're actually paying to use the network every time you tap that card for a turkey leg or a beer. But you have to have the TXC in order to pay the transaction fee. And so we charge you a 1% fee. It's a small fee. You're buying $50 worth of tokens to go to the festival. You got to buy 50 cents worth of TXC. It's 1%. The average person that's adding value is adding $100. They're buying $1 of TXC. A little bit easier math than the 50 and 50 cents. But the point is that they buy 1%. Okay. Now, here's the magic. The app doesn't look at their transaction history and say, well, they already bought $100 worth. They bought $1 of TXC. They bought 10 turkey legs and 10 different transactions and only used 10,000th of a penny worth of TXC. So we don't have to buy another dollar of TXC this time. Every time they add value, we sell them 1%. So they add $1 of TexitCoin, and then $2, and then $3, and then $4. And this may be enough transaction fees for them to buy 10,000 or 100,000 beers and turkey legs. Now, remember, they're not paying for the beer and turkey legs with TXC. They're paying for it with the layer 2, the stablecoin, the token. Stable value. It's not up, it's not down, it's stable value. But every time they add more value onto that transaction, onto their wallet, they buy 1% of TXC. And that 1% starts to build up in the background of their app. That 1% will never hit the open market. And so they're going to buy TXC to use our network for their transactions, and we charge them 1% every time they add value. And so this is better than a fair festival because, number one, they're likely to buy more than they would for the turkey legs and funnel cakes because they know that they're going to be able to use it later as a community currency. And we don't just sell them to them the 3 days of the year that the fair comes to town. So if there's 100,000 people and those 100,000 people spend $100 on funnel cakes and turkey legs, well, that's $10 million worth of crypto. But because they have the ability to continue to use that after the fair completes, then we have the ability to continue selling them the tokens year round. So we're not just selling them $10 million worth of tokens and taking in that $100,000 TXC purchase for the gas fees one time. Our job now is to continually market to them year round and say, hey, you can spend your tokens downtown. Let's add some more. Every time they add more, they pick up another 1% of TXC in the background of their app that never gets sold on the market. That is my manifestation of our utility. There are countless other examples of things that you could do to give utility and purpose to TexitCoin as well. Just like that. That's my version. You can find yours. But that's really where the market demand starts to come from. We did the math on it on the Thursday call a couple of weeks ago. In 2032, fairs and festivals is expected to be a $3 trillion industry. If we pick up 1% of that market, we're talking about $30 billion of tokens transacted on our network a year, just in fairs and festivals. We're not even counting after the events conclude and people use it as a community currency downtown. If we get $1 off of every transaction that happens there, it's billions of dollars of purchasing power going into TXC that will never get sold on the market. If it's a $3 trillion industry, 3 trillion, and the average person is buying $100 worth, you're talking about $30 billion a year of TexitCoin that needs to be purchased to pay the transaction fees to use the network. It's a lot, and it adds up quick. Now, will we get all $30 billion worth of transaction fees right away? No, not right away. Did I do that math right? Maybe it's 300 million a year. I think it's 300 million. 30 billion. Maybe it's 30 billion. I don't know. Let's do the math. 3 trillion. And if we say that the average person is picking up $100 worth, that's 30 billion transactions. $30 billion. It's a lot. It adds up quick. It'll take us a while to get there, to the numbers to be really substantial. Well, if we're talking about 1,000th% of that, and that's turning over year in, year out on the TexitCoin network, it's a lot of demand for TXC, and there's not a lot of TXC to go around. That's where it comes from. Okay, Jane says, how can we expect investors to invest? Jane, you're 0 for 2 so far on your words. In the coin when we cannot even be verified on CMC. Inconsistent supply reported across the exchanges. No published supply methodology. Exchanges not synced. Explore inconsistencies. Requires code. Is this still a priority to attract outside buyers? Jane, a couple things here. First of all, you can do these things the same way we can do these things. You can go out and you can find algorithmic traders and bots and arbitrage things to help sync these things up. I pay a lot of money for those things right now. If they're not happening to your satisfaction, then you can pay a lot of money for those things as well. As far as the CoinMarketCap verification, you got to go out there and help our community grow. They don't believe us yet. How do they get to the point where they believe us? We add more exchanges. We add more liquidity. Where does money come from to sign up for exchanges? How much have I spent on exchanges so far? $1 million just to buy our way onto these exchanges? We get that cash flow from the growth of our community. It's not Bobby digging into his pockets to make this thing happen out of the kindness of his heart. Bobby's just the accountant that applies the money in the right places. But we can't do these things without our continued growth. We were doing very, very well for a long time. We need to get back on track. Pablo says, hey guys, serious question. If I can't sell any more seats by January 9th and I haven't signed anyone up since October, does that mean that I'm going to lose my hash power? No. No, Pablo, you will keep all of your hash power. You will not lose any hash power. That stays exactly where it is. When are we going to partner with at-cost metals to take TEXIT? You keep asking that. I don't know. You could set it up right now. Not just any. There are people I see on YouTube looking to sell their mining seats for 50% off what they paid for it. How does that work if somebody wants to sell their mining seat? You can sell your mining seat anytime for anything you like. They would just have to contact the office and ask us to change the login information for that, but we'd have to verify it. Jay says, if commissions are limited and the community is segmented, how do you plan to attract and retain new miners without offering additional financial incentives? Well, remember, we've got a lot of people out there that are professional networkers, and those are guys that are earning commissions like salespeople would by attracting new mining participants. We're not changing the commission plan. 3 left, 3 right, $1,000. What we're changing is whether or not you did that. If you haven't done that and you're relying on other people's 3 and 3 to get the money for you, that's going away. So the commissions are not limited. It's the same as it's always been. You just have to earn it yourself or sign up somebody every 3 months. If the market volume is 220,000, the market cap is 66 million, what will happen when the sell orders overwhelm the buy orders? The price decreases. Smith says, first, Sophie, I'm not sure if this is for me. Are you still planning on testing a higher price in January? Probably not 745, but something reasonable. Yeah, guys, that really all comes down to what happens on week 93. Are we in week 92 now? No, we're in week 91. Yeah, let's see what happens in week 93. We turn this thing around, week 93 crushes it, then we're going to get back to messing around in the market again. Cassie says she's here for the long haul. I think TXE is going to be huge and I'm happy to stay the course, but I do want to know what the hangup is on the car wrap reimbursements. Yeah, that's waiting for a website thing. And that's on me. That's on me right now. I'm nearly a month of waiting for my reimbursement. I've been getting the runaround and excuses that Bobby hasn't funded the wallet. That's true. Bobby hasn't funded the wallet. What gives? Cassie, what gives is, look, it's real easy for me to do it. What's difficult is for us to get out of that what we want. And I know what you want. You want to have your car wrapped and you want to drive around in a wrapped car and have that reimbursed. What I want is to get that onto our community website where we show off the money that we've invested in our promotion and marketing effort. And we're really, really, really close with having that page online for the new website. So give me a couple days. Maybe Christmas will show up and reimburse you as promised for that. But it'll happen soon. There will be an event in Salvador Bitcoin Convention. I'm part of a team under Mike Healy. We'll be there to promote TexitCoin. Any assistance, please let us know. Thank you, guys. Yeah, look, we love the international stuff. Let's keep it growing. We're focusing right now on getting our house in order here in Texas and getting our numbers turned back the right direction. So you guys do a great job there. We'll do a great job here, and 2026 will be great. Get rid of the different groups and just have the new miners group that would save the project a lot and it would show us we are all in this together. We are all in this together. And really, this is a new thing we're dealing with, guys. You know, going over this 50% threshold is brand new. So we're trying to figure out how to deal with this. And we have a couple good ideas. We've tested them and they're working. They are expected to work. I was convinced to sign up because of the path to 16 and then change the path to 80, but I'm feeling a little bit misled, especially since the liquidity was used for real estate purchase and not for supporting the price. How do we fix this? I used the money. I can show you exactly how much money went onto exchanges to buy coins, guys. The fact that I didn't have to sell houses and supercars in order to support the price with the liquidity that we had is pretty good. It's pretty cool. It means that we've done very, very, very well. But again, we're not burning through all of our resources to try to chase a price that we're not able to sustain through our community growth. Robbie, quick question. When is the first halving scheduled? Is it 28 or 29? Well, 6 years from 2024. I think it's 2030. Linus says, you've mentioned you use your own assets to support liquidity with the market volume. Blah, 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 blah. How long will you be able to sustain TXC's current price? I'm not involved in the market barely at all. Right now, we're taking 10% of our weekly sales. So this week we'll put $200,000 into market liquidity. After that, we let the market do what the market wants to do. Back office can't buy TXC. Is there a problem? I don't think so. Prince, that's my only issue. I don't think he is doing that TEXIT Ranger decision fairly. He doesn't really look into what people are out here doing. I'm spending hard-earned money to help my team grow their team. Flyers, creating QR codes, buying floor banners, hosting events, traveling, bringing in content creators. that has 10,000 followers, just a lot of stuff that is just getting ignored. I'm not sure who you are, but if you are doing ranger-like stuff, we'd like to have you as a ranger. Every 30 days would be safe. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is there training on how to for the layer 2? I keep missing it. No, not yet, Gary. I think we still have to make that video. Only 135 questions to go, guys. How are we supposed to sponsor anyone when we don't have a path to 16 and all those videos are floating around on social media and it looks like false claims? That was a strong selling point and now we don't have it. Sorry. Remember, if you're selling based on the price and the price doesn't go the direction you want it to go, it's going to be difficult. Go back to the basics. Use the original introduction and invitation. People will join us. It will work. It worked in the past and it'll work even better now. If you're not able to, it's all good. Somebody else will. I am not worried about any of what you mentioned. Price doesn't bother me. What I'm fielding is, okay, here we go. 1, change of culture, strong, arming, and threatening sticks. Well, I hear you on that, but we can't sit here and let this thing bleed out of the kindness of our heart. You might not like it, and it might not be the right way, in your opinion, but I can assure you that the biggest weeks we always have are the weeks right before we change something. And the change is for the negative. And so whether or not the carrot works or the stick works, we've seen over and over and over again that the stick has more impact than the carrot does. That's not us, man. That's human nature. And so if we tell you, look, we're going to have to make this change, it's not for the better, it's for the worse. If we don't do X, Y, and Z, then we need you to do X, Y, and Z. Our culture is committed to being successful and establishing the most honest monetary system planet Earth has ever seen. And so that's the mission. That's the culture. The culture is do what's necessary to be successful in getting people into crypto. 2, obviously flamboyant spending than preaching to miners about responsibility. I'm not sure who's doing that. I don't think it's me. 3, flat out refusal to form TexitCoin Foundation and issue a white paper. Yeah, not yet. 4, changing comp plans. Yeah, that's just what happens over time. I want this project to be taken seriously, but leadership is hurting us right now. No, they're not. Stop preaching at miners and do the little things that hold you accountable. No. How about you go out there and share a story with someone? And if you're not going to do that, it's all good. But the negativity is not helping us in any way. Luna, what is it? I'm upset about that too. When will you publish the new active and inactive plan? We had it on the website today, but I don't think it was worded properly. So I'll have it fixed and corrected and updated tomorrow. Look, guys, the thing is real simple. If you're not helping us by directly sponsoring someone, at least inside of a 90-day period, we're just not going to give you free stuff. Call it the end of the free stuff period. Most people are really appreciative that the guys that got in early, they're amassing $6,000 a week of commission and they're not doing anything are going to get cut off. Would you please clarity? Would you please go clarity for the 50,000th time that the path to 16 was a path, not a promise, not a guarantee, but a how we get there. I know the reality of the path, but many saw it as a promise. Might help to speak to it, even though you have 50 million times. Let's go triple D's. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Swappy. It's a path, not a promise. And it has a fundamental underlying premise of growth. If the growth stops, the path comes to a little bit of a bitter end. Can we get back on the path? Are we sitting here having a picnic on the side of the path while we wait for the holidays to pass? Maybe. Is it an indication we've got a bigger problem? Maybe. How could we struggle with this when there are companies out there that sell $8 billion a year of shampoos and conditioners and cosmetic products? Like, guys, we're talking about money. We're talking about an opportunity to get rich. How could it be a struggle? It's a struggle because we don't do the same stuff that creates positive and negative incentives that those groups do. I didn't take it seriously at first. I take it seriously now. And so that's where the changes are coming from. It's a path, not a promise. Thanks, Swappy. I want to suggest to all the sellers sell using limit option on the exchange, and you will sell at the price for what you get. You get as much as you need. The market has 300,000 USD per day and growing. Yeah, guys, the market is growing. It's going down right now, but our market is still maturing. Let's get more engaged on social media. Some of us go on X and post daily about TXC. Can we revamp the strategy for our social media channels and post more things about the technology behind the coin and decrease the amount of flash and bling, cars and shows, etc.? Yeah, I think that that's a good suggestion. We've outlined a whole realm of content that's supposed to be communicated to the public. I know most of it, the easy stuff is the cars and the bling. So that definitely makes it, easier for you guys to do it that way. But I'll give them that feedback and see if they can come up with more substance than just the exciting cars and bling. When are we going to partner with Oh man, guys, you go out and partner with Cost Metals. You don't need anything from me to partner with Cost Metals. I want this project to be successful 100%. Jane, it's going to be successful. It is already successful. We already have everything we need to be successful. So enjoy the journey. What happens if we can't get someone by the 8th? I mean, what if we get someone on the 20th? That's a good question. I haven't thought about what happens if you didn't get anybody and then you get somebody later. I have an easy answer to that question right now. You continue to participate in the comp plan under the latest rules. You kind of recycle the rules there. Maybe there's a way to work back to your original status if you wake up and you get cracking. So let's work on that later. Let's focus first on getting back into the black, and let's find a way to get people's privileges, restored once they also realize that we can't keep giving out something for nothing. Linus, you keep asking the same question, man. I don't know where you're getting at. I'm not hiding and I'm not trying to avoid questions. You've mentioned you use your own assets to support liquidity. With the market volume of 220,000 and market cap of 66 million, how long will you be able to sustain at TXC's current price? I don't know what you're asking. I'm not involved in the market with anything more than 10% of what our weekly sales are. That's it. Once I burn through that capital, the market goes where the market wants to go. I'm not here to keep the market propped up. I'm here to help us grow and follow through on the promises. When does the parade go live on the TV? I think it's Christmas Day. What channel can we watch it? I think it's Fox, but I don't know. I was in DFW. I have not seen any advertising. LAX had item, but not DFW. Any ideas on why? P.S. I was in DFW for more than 30 minutes. Rob, we were just in the airport the other day and we saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it, and then I saw it when I flew into Orlando as well.
Orlando as well. Yeah, you just got to catch it at the right time. They're at every single gate on the iVision.
It's a blip. It goes. I just flew out to Oregon and I seen it also, but it's not on every single one. It goes in like slots. So yeah.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, guys. The contract for that advertising ends at the end of this year. Should we continue? We spend $1.5 million a month right now on that. Just on that. What do you think? Keep going with airport ads? Give it a rest. Try something new. When can we buy more TXC in the back office? Tried and it says try back again later. I'm not sure. It should be working. I will take a look at it and see what's going on. TXC back office. Do we know what time the parade will be broadcast? No, I do not. I don't watch TV. I don't have TV. I have like a TV, but I watch movies. How do we find out who my ranger is? I'm in McKinney. Michael, excellent question. We're going to have an answer to that very, very, very soon. If you're not sure, email the office, or if you don't want to wait, email the office and they will find the answer to that question. Do you still get 3 tracking centers if you buy 9, even if your first 3 were more than 30 days ago? The thing is, you got to update or upgrade inside of the first 30 days. We had a promotion, I think, back in September, which was also a reason for big sales back then, that we gave you the option to upgrade to the 9-pack, even if you had joined more than 30 days ago. I'm not sure what the current policy is on that, Wendy, but I don't think you get the extra 3 tracking centers anymore. Gilbert, I am sorry, but I still need more clarification. My builder seats tracking centers all have their own RAM because they gain hash, but I don't actively sign up people under them. Just want to be sure, even if they have their own email still included with the original. I'm not sure what you mean there, Gilbert. I think we talked about this. The builder plans tie those 3 spots together. For now, we will not, we'll look at those all as one group. For now, we will look at those all as one group. If you are starting a 3-month goal for bringing on a new person, why aren't you starting the days as of today out to 3 months from today? Because we can't wait 3 months to fix the comp plan. Or better yet, starting the 1st of next month. Seems unfair to start now with only a couple weeks left. Honestly, if it was up to me, I'd put the new rule into effect right now and just chop it all off. Guys, we can't bleed out. It's not going to happen. We try to give you as much time to plan and prepare. 3 weeks is enough time. I made an offer to 2 negative people this week to sell me their mining seed, and they agreed. How can this happen to ensure I get access to their seeds and they get paid? You'll have to contact the back office. Brand new to crypto is the glossary, dictionary, and very clear instructions to understand my positions and to be able to take advantage of these lower prices. Is a glossary, dictionary, and very clear instructions to understand my position and be able to take advantage of these lower prices? We've got a lot of stuff on the help desk, help.mindtxt.com. I would start there because it should be able to answer most of your questions. RB says I did a hash upgrade to 9pack and received 2 more tracking centers in November. Does this qualify for a new change to keep me as active? No. You'll have to sponsor someone. Why not buy at these bottom and then fill the cells back at the market above 250 and buy back with BTC or ETH? You need to refill those. We don't speculate on TexitCoin. We accept it as a payment for mining seats, but we don't buy it off the market and hold it in hopes of it going up later. Second question, is there a better platform than Telegram for chat resources? So many fake accounts, and it has turned into a bitch fest. It sure has. We have access now to the Reddit forum. You might want to take the poop smearing on the wall to Reddit, where that kind of stuff belongs. What I'm probably going to do, just so you know, is once the active tag is set, I will set up a new Telegram group for active builders. And that way, that group will be restricted exclusively to people that are helping us build and grow. That way, it's going to be much more constructive, less hitchhikers. I knew that what was happening, selling pressure to drive the coins down so you can buy a ton of them super cheap. And when this goes to the moon, the biggest owners make the most money. Not sure what you're talking about. Can multiple people buy a package and the mines be assigned to individuals, or do all the mines have to go to under one person? You can divvy it up, but you got to do that yourself. What is the strategy for expanding TexitCoin's presence internationally, especially particularly in high trading regions like Asia? How will this translate into value for holders? That's all part of stuff that comes later, guys. Right now, our focus is America, domestically, Texas, building them up. I really wish you'd drop the push deeper. into MLM. I've sold this based on it's not MLM, and now you're doubling down on acting like it's an MLM. I just used your words. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm not an MLM guy, never done an MLM. I did this thing kind of like MLM, not really MLM, but here's the thing. We built this thing, and I'm discovering now why MLM has some of the things that it has, like auto ship. You can't give people stuff for free all the time. The auto ship keeps the cash coming in. So when the guys get tired, they drop off, they stop the auto ship, they're out of the comp plan. That's an MLM thing. So we're paying people like it's an MLM that has constant cash flow, but we only have a one-time fee. So we can't have it both ways. So if we're going to have people continuing to earn, then we need to have continued cash flow. So I'm learning about some of this stuff more from the behind the scenes perspective. I'm not liking it anymore, but I'm saying, okay, if we want to continue to run this comp plan this way, we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to learn a little bit, and we're going to have to put some of the stuff that the MLM people have in place to do it. So if you're out there selling a mining seed, it's the same pitch as it always was. One-time fee, don't have to do it if you don't want to, and our product is crypto mining. Nowhere in there does it say MLM. Nowhere in there does it say monthly fee. So if you want to help us build, bring on one person a month. That's it. You don't have to. There's no requirement. But if you choose to help us build and grow, then it's got to smell a little bit more like an MLM. People are missing the point. First and foremost, this is a crypto project, not an affiliate marketing opportunity. Maybe not. So now that you've referenced the auto ship and the required participation, don't forget to register as an MLM to avoid the FTC. Such a bad look, very disappointing. Anonymous Tenny, I don't know who you are, but there's no registration with FTC for MLM, first of all. Second of all, we don't have an auto ship. We never have. We don't now. Third, you don't have to sign anybody up if you don't want to. And send a message in so we know who you are, anonymous attendee. Why doesn't every miner buy 25 coins to give a friend? They set them up with a TXT wallet, introduce them to the program. Look, this is an important thing. We will never once, never, 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 as long as I get my way, incent people to buy TXC. Okay. We don't want to force it on people. We don't want to like demand that you accept it as your commission. We want to give choice. We value the currency. We just had a conversation with somebody earlier today. Hey, pay me 50,000 cash, 50,000 TexitCoin. I don't really want to. Well, you got so much of it. Yeah, but it's valuable. Every TexitCoin that goes out there to me is worth $16. Why? Because I know it's going to be at $16 someday. So if I give you TexitCoin today at $1, I'm going to have to buy it back at 16 someday. Or maybe some guy in Asia is going to buy it back. But the point is that we don't, because we value the currency, we're not ever going to do anything to like really, really, really pawn it off on anybody else. Are the details about the new plan going to be available somewhere for us to read? I'm not sure if I'm following everything you are saying here. I would like to read it somewhere. Guys, it's not a new plan. If you're not active, the commission jumps over you. That's it. You just have to be active. No change. You just have to stay active in order to keep receiving commission. Can we call Triple D something other than layer 2? Triple D is huge. I love it, but it does not fit the definition of layer 2 as used in the broader crypto space. The crypto bros, as you call them, are pushing back hard, using this as proof that TexitCoin doesn't know what we're doing. Yeah, look, the crypto bros are not wrong, right? If you talk to a crypto bro, it's trading signals, it's upside down crosses. That's what it is for them. It's just trading. They don't understand community currency, or they would have done it with Bitcoin. They got themselves into a different segment of the market, and it's a totally different thing. So no, we're not doing it the way the crypto bros would have us do it. That's by design, and it's because I see a different market than what they see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the direction we're going. We're going after the money market, not the trading market. Further, we want downtown digital to be as different from everything else that's out there as we possibly can. We don't want to have crossover between TexitCoin and downtown digital. Downtown digital is supposed to be something that can go into a community in Oregon. We want somebody in a suburb of Spokane, Washington, to use downtown digital as a community currency. Whoa, those lefties? Yeah, they're called people, man, and they need to trade too. They might as well use honest money in their trading if they hope to be successful and, not get their wealth and money inflated out from under them. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up downtown digital as its own thing. It runs on TXC rails. That's the connection between the two, but we want them to be as different as possible. And so when we talk about it, yeah, it's our layer 2. It's our token program that runs on a layer above TexitCoin. So we got to watch out with terminology because the crypto bros won't see it the way that I see it. But you are right. But once downtown digital takes off, it goes a whole different direction. And the conversation stops being about layer 2 and just is about utility. Can those wanting to build this and sell out the seats have the opportunity to move up in groups and acquire the benefits of those who got in early? Maybe they can, Amanda. I think that's a great idea. One of the things
Actually,
I learned from our
that's a
friend
really
Greg,
good promotion, maybe. That's maybe a really good promotion.
level up,
In-
the level up promo. Here's the thing, right? When you join MLM, they've got a whole world of stuff that the non-MLM guys look at and go, forget that. Scam, slimy, blah, blah, blah. But they build it a particular way because it works. We did it the opposite way. And the opposite way got us really, really, really far. And if we weather this little holiday storm, the opposite way might continue to work fine for us going into 2026. In fact, I think it will. But that's for us to figure out. I think that the cash potential, commission potential concept really oriented us in a tough direction, a direction where people go, plenty of commission cash potential, plenty of points on the left and the right. My week's done. I'm going on holiday. And as soon as people see that, and as soon as people do that, then all of a sudden we're doomed because we lose that momentum. Work's done. Don't have to do anything else. Somebody else will do it. 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 And then it's gone. And so we might have to take a chapter from some of these MLM books, like an active flag. Well, how do we keep an active flag without an auto ship? I don't want an auto ship. I don't want a monthly fee. We'll just require people to sign up someone once every 3 months? Is 3 months reasonable? 3 months seems pretty reasonable to me. But I do like that as an opportunity to move up. Amanda, good idea. Keep that in the back of your mind there, Tim. Number one, when a blue chip stock slides, when a blue chip stock slides due to more selling than buying, the company has not changed. Just confidence in the marketplace has changed. It is still Amazon or Apple. The stock then comes back up in time because the company is solid. TexitCoin is solid. Thank you. The play is to get mines right now. Do not worry about TexitCoin. Get our sponsor, and sponsor more people to get more coins and more mines. There are over 50,000 miners. Let TexitCoin drop 5 cents for all I care. That's what I'm saying. Then the 50,000 miners can buy up all the previous coins and drive the value up as well as way past the previous high. Again, the play right now is to forget about the coin value, sponsor more miners. Guys, we're building a mine right now. Our payday comes later when the mine becomes useful and starts grabbing Litecoin Doge blocks. It's good points here, Ignatius. Again, the play right now is forget about the coin. Bobby, you are the leader. You are leading. Nobody else could have done what you are doing. Groupthink never works. The masses don't lead. Leaders lead and make things go right. Keep doing what you're doing. I have to go now. I have 4 9-packs and 26 3-packs to sponsor. No shit. Thank you. Very kind words. Guys, look, all the chatter, like, you guys are very active in the Telegram group. I don't read it. It has no bearing whatsoever on my day. Nothing. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do my job. You guys can say all you want. If you tag me, I'll go and I'll take a look at it and I'll go, waste of time. And then I get back to work. 1% every 3 months is more than generous. Corporate America doesn't offer many bonuses, and this opportunity is super fantastic. Bless you, but keep borders around your generosity heart. Look, my heart hasn't changed. What I'm doing is, I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, okay, we were really, 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 really generous in the beginning. We have to be a little bit less generous now so that we can catch this momentum thing. We can catch it early. We can make a change before it's too late. Why not step commission plan for all? Top producers could get BOGO. Always having to be a producer to get BOGO. Each month you're judged on numbers. Great idea. You outproduce the average, we give you BOGO. Then remaining balance earmarked after sold gets rewarded to the top 10% producers, something to this order. This puts everyone on the same playing field. Founders have been rewarded enough, in my opinion. While it's showing. Yeah, look, Robert, good idea. Send a message in some chat where we can take a look at that later. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say, okay, guys, we got a lot of bloat at the top. Guys that are getting hash power every week, they're not doing anything. Maybe they're taking cash. Maybe they're taking hash. Doesn't matter. If everyone adopts that mentality, this thing dies. So the people that are doing the most should get the most. That's how it is. Good idea, Robert. 57 questions to go. 733 of you are still tuned in. Leanne, I last sponsored someone in September. I have a few people interested, but they cannot do it until after the holidays. So if I don't get anyone in by the 9th, I lose launchy spot. This sucks, but do I lose cash potential too? I don't think so. Look, if you're worried about it, we got until the 9th. Technically, we have until the 10th. But don't save it to last minute because Michaela will crush me. Thank you for the Zoom call. Really impressed by how much you've built so quickly as a grassroots project. Yes. Guys, take a moment. 145 million, 140 million, how much? Million? In 91 weeks? We're doing pretty good. Thank you for the Zoom call. Really impressed. I also love the Ron Paul references and the idea of taking this on the road. My question, how do you navigate fear around finances and crypto, given your experience in so many financial circles? The basics, guys. Don't put in more than you're comfortable with. You're going to miss out on some opportunities because you use good judgment. You can't be mad at yourself for missing something that you stayed on the sidelines for because you didn't have the money to take a risk, or you didn't like it, or you didn't trust it, right? You can never be wrong when you do the right thing. It's one of my lines. You could miss out on something and that could totally suck, but it's always important to do the right thing. It will always pay you back in the long run. Sarah, thank you for the Zoom call. Wait, you already said that. I'll be on the road translating to Spanish, every Spanish-speaking person in Texas. Thank you, Ricardo. Come join us in the RV. If we purchase hash within the 3-month time frame, will that also keep our grandfather perks? No, it has to be somebody that you sponsor. But remember, guys, you keep your hash. Your hash isn't going anywhere. Merry Christmas, Bobby. Thank you for your continued leadership and commitment to building TexitCoin. The vision, ongoing development, and strength of the community remain important as the project moves forward. Yeah, guys, look, that's really important. And that's the reason why you're not getting me just shrugging this whole thing off. I need you guys. Okay. Yeah, we can build the mine. Yeah. But if we don't have a community of advocates out there, cheering for our success, we're going to be really, really, really far behind. Think about what I said a couple Thursdays ago. We need to connect with these fairs and festivals. We need to get this community currency going. We got 56,000 miners now. Every single one of you may have a potential friend on a city council or in a chamber of commerce or in an economic development or on the board of the Renaissance Festival. We've got all these relationships now because we've got so many people that have a vested interest in our success. And so we need the community to stay on the train, on the rocket. We need the community to stay committed to our mutual success. That doesn't mean you have to be out there signing people up every day. If you want to retain your position in the comp plan, you got to sign somebody up once every 3 months. That doesn't seem unreasonable to me. You keep your mining power either way, but we don't want to lose the love and the trust and the participation of our community. Because maybe we don't need you right now. Maybe you can't help us right now, but you helped us in the beginning, and there may come a time when you're going to show up for our parade and make a great appearance with us. Stick around, guys. The best is yet to come. I just came in with a builder pack, says John, but I am not a builder, and I came in to earn coins and long time value. So the question is, if I don't bring in additional miners, will I lose the benefit other than commission? No, absolutely not, John. You keep all of your mining hash power, and you've got 3 months to decide if you want to bring on any one person whatsoever to retain the current status. Now, are we on the boosters right now? Is that where we're at? I don't think we need to change the
Yes.
comp plan anymore. Is it boosters?
Yeah. Yep.
I think we've closed all the loopholes. Boosters don't get free hash power if they haven't done anything in 6 months. So if you just came on board and you're a booster, this really doesn't apply to you. It really applies to guys that came on pretty early that haven't done anything in a while. We appreciate what you did back when you joined. You don't have to keep doing anything. But if you'd like to keep earning the free stuff, you got to bring on one person every 3 months. We might change it to every 2 months, and then we might change it to every month. But again, it's really just for the people that have been here for a while. Where are we at? And should we do a Super Bowl commercial? Let's evaluate that on January 12th. What are some good videos to share if we are not using the path to 16 anymore? That's a great question. I'll have to get together with Mike and see if I can make a new video. What about going reactive if you were skipped, coming back at a different level? Yes, you will become active again if you bring somebody back on. We're not sure exactly how it'll go down. Robert's back to saying any time frame on the wallet like Tangent. No, we don't have that yet. We are working right now on Trezor. Don't want to sell my mines, but out of 3K spent, they are only worth a total of 408. Last two sold was October 8th. Kind of hard to sell a mine when I cannot show them that I have paid for my mines. Yes, remember, if you're doing it based on the numbers, it's going to be tough when the mine's down. But remember, the coin accumulation is the same. So when this thing rebounds, fingers crossed, then the coins have more value, so the ROI timeline might be different. So keep that in mind. Today, the value sucks. Come 2026, I think it'll be different. Steven says, I understand there are different line items for the budget. However, the trips and private jets just look bad when sales are down. I love that the mines are coming online, but I think a lot of the negativity decreases if it looks like the top is backing off the perceived spending spree. Any chance of that happening? Maybe, maybe not. Look, number one, everything that we have is very transparent. The money that goes into marketing and promotion, the money that goes into our liquidity, the money that goes into building the mines, all that stuff. The money that's left over after I've done everything that I said I'm going to do, pays the bills, builds out the technology, and whatever's left after that is profit for me. Now, the last couple of weeks, it hasn't been a profit. We went into the negatives because of our comp plan going the way that it went. And so I win sometimes and I lose sometimes. I really enjoy flying around private, man. I wish everyone got to fly private. It's very nice. It's definitely great for saving time. It's definitely great for accessibility. I would not fly at all commercial this time of year, but I'll jump on a private plane and go do a meeting somewhere. That makes a lot of sense to me. we've got a program that actually makes it kind of affordable as well. But I want you guys to understand something that we've talked about all along. Our financial futures are tied together. I got 2 million TexitCoin on my game over coin. Today, it's not a lot. It's 2 million bucks worth. I was already worth more than $2 million before I started this thing in the first place. So my win is not quite a victory at $1. So I've got just as much of a vested interest in this thing being successful as you do. I believe that our success is not going to come from us continuing to grow out our network marketing thing. I think our success is going to come from the layer 2. I think that the utility of our TXC for use in layer 2 applications is going to dwarf everything else that's out there for a long time and create huge amounts of buying pressure that'll drive the price of the coin way, 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 way into oblivion. We get a couple contracts signed, we start seeing that volume hitting the marketplace, this thing's all done. Will we still continue to build the network? Sure, and you guys can use the Path 16 video again. But the point is that everything that we've done so far has worked incredibly well for us. If you guys are not out there selling and earning commission because I'm driving around in a McLaren or flying private to the meeting out in Tampa or in Puerto Rico, then that's one thing. But I don't think that's really at stake right now. I think everyone's bummed out about the price because we got real complacent looking at the price rising. And we got to find out what happened. I think the majority of what happened was hackers. So once we get that turned around, buy back coins on the cheap, get our 2026 started, I think you guys will be celebrating the cool cars and the jets again as we were in the past. If the jets and the cool cars make you uncomfortable and you think that we're being frivolous with our spending outside of after, using our own money to do our own stuff after we've taken care of the obligations that we've established for ourselves to our community, then that's a different problem. I don't know what crypto rich means for you, but I know what it means for me. I hope you get crypto rich. And I hope that you're cheering for me and my team to get crypto rich as well. Jamie says, have you thought about allowing people to stake TXC for an APY in order to discourage selling the tokens? No. I'm trying to stay away from fancy pants, financial stuff like that. I would rather the market do what the market wants to do. The guys that are holding on to it, they're not the ones crashing the market. The guys that would put the coins in, they're not the ones that are crashing the market. I think it's hacked coins. What I need you guys to do most of all is to remind people to lock up your cold storage coin. Don't take the sticker off the back, not if anyone asks you to do it. Robert says, will the TexitCoin network be able to move USDC and USDT one day? Maybe. Maybe we have our own wrapped version of those things on our network. It's a good idea. Fast Math says buy more positions, but that requires a whole new lot of email addresses. Give us a pathway to consolidate. I've bought coins on the way down to help, but my cash is probably better spent getting positions. No, hang out on that. I was talking to our team today and I said, look, guys, don't dig into your own pockets to get this thing going. Let's just keep sharing our message, but let's go back to the original version of it. We've got a thing, the thing's going great. We've stalled out a little bit. Let's help get this thing pointed back in the right direction. Don't worry about buying seats. If you need to buy a seat to keep your position active, that's something you'll have to evaluate for yourself. Maybe you got somebody you want to give a gift to. The question shows answered, but it wasn't answered. How are you supposed to tell someone to get into the mining when the daily payouts are so low? Really, we're relying on people using the commission program with the referral affiliate marketing thing as the majority of the incentive today. Now, we all know that the last seat at $16 is going to pay $1.60 out a day. It's not like windfall fortune money, but it's every day. You multiply it by 30 days in a month and 12 months in a year, and the coin continues to grow in value. And it's not that bad of a deal. So why not get started now? Fast Math says more. Okay. I already read that one. We're down to 43 questions. If the token price stays low for an extended period, what evidence or past behavior suggests new miners will continue signing up purely for the mission? I don't know. Take a look at Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do in the past to break itself out of its 85% dump 3, 4, 5 times? But no, seriously, and answer your question, that's the utility. That's the usability of the network that I'm expecting to get us to where we want to go. Marathon here. I'm good.
Hey, Bobby, the next question is still in reference to like the other question, this anonymous attendee, but it really comes down to when you're asking, what do we tell people or how do we pitch this to people when it's so low and everything like that? We need to go back to the original pitch, the one that I just heard you present in Puerto Rico. And so, guys, if you're still on this call, we're going to come up with this video. Bobby's going to do this video. I'd like to put that in everybody's hands. And then all you simply do is you say, hey, I got involved in this project. It's been up, it's been down, but man, let me tell you, I like the way that this project is going and where it's going. Do you got a couple minutes? Let me share this video with you and tell me what you think. And I'm telling you, when you hear the original version, Bobby, of what you pitched, that's the reason to get involved. That's what we all want, right? And so that's what we need to put into people's hands.
Yeah. And that's coming. I'll do it tomorrow
Yep.
night or Thursday night.
Love
Sorry.
it.
Yeah, guys, and it's not a beg. We're not begging. We're just telling them that we're doing something. People today would love to get into a project that's real. I can't say up, I can't say down. We've gone this way, we've gone that way, but the project's real. Would you like to participate in a rare, real thing that's got a lot going for it today? Billboards, mining installations, supercars, jets, events all over the country, all over the world. I mean, back in April of 2024, we didn't have any of that. There was nothing to prove to or point to prove that we were going to do what we did. We did it. Would you like to join us? Let's go. Maybe when they come back, they get BOGO, but not the free hash on the first, second plan. So basically, everyone comes back as a launchy. Maybe, maybe. Bobby, can you do something along the lines of the same person who's lost their current plan to get 2, 3 consecutive sponsors during the quarterly months? They can get back to the original. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I've thought about that already. Kind of like the fast start bonus. You know, you get 200 instead of the 100. Well, if you don't do it fast enough, you lose it, then you can earn it back. Here's an idea. People, after they've been graduated from the program, they're not being graduated. Their group can earn it back by bringing on 3 referrals. Yeah, let's think about that stuff. Remember, guys, we're just skipping over them and demoting them. I vote put the 1.5 million from the airports into liquidity and building the mine. Guys, I can buy $1.5 million worth of coins today. Will it get us to $16? I don't think so. But yeah, we're putting plenty of money into building the mine. Do we run Facebook or any kind of social media ads? No. Feel like that would be better than the airport ads or the billboards. It's tough, guys, because they take down crypto ads all the time. You told us if we sign up in a certain group, we would be grandfathered in. We sold that to the people. Sorry, anonymous person. Just don't have time for it. Who benefits from the airport ads if a person signs up from the website? Really, we don't have many or any people signing up randomly on the website. What we want is for people to see the airport ads and then connect with somebody in town that's doing something so that they get the sponsorship. If somebody comes to us and says, I saw you in the airport, I want to get involved, we ask them where they are. We ask them how they heard about us. We check to see if there's somebody in the area that we could put them on for a team that will create the highest likelihood of supporting them to be successful. Ken says, yeah, we're putting them in where people are active and able to help. Yay to get active builders chat group. Yes. Current bonus of earning 10% in coins by doubling cash potential. How long does it take for those coins to appear in the account? How do you determine the coin price? We do it at the close of the Saturday price. I'm waiting for coins and want them at the lowest price possible, whatever it was at the end of the day, Saturday UTC. How many of the roughly 56,000 miners are inactive since October 9th? You want to know? 50,161.
That's a
It's quite a
large number.
chunk. Yeah,
Yes.
but think about it, right? If we've got 5,000 or 6,000 miners that are active, that's a great group, man. I'll cut off that 50,161, group and keep going with the 5, 6,000 we have now. We're going to be successful. There's no
And
doubt
when you
about
say
that.
that, we don't mean cut the people out. We still love you. We still want you on the team, and we still need the passive people too. We're just going to take the 5 or 6,000 people, and come January this year, we're going to pour more resources and more things into them so that they can be successful to help grow the mission. Right? The things that were the tools, the videos of Bobby. We'll get Bobby in the green screen, and I want a perfect video from Bobby that we can put in the hands of everybody that wants to share it. That's what we're going to be doing, things like that.
Yep. Yeah, guys, like I said, nothing but love for you. You did what we needed to do to get us to where we are now. We can't give away free stuff forever. We got to get that commission percentage back at or below 50%. We'll do that by cutting off some people that are inactive from the commission, from the free stuff, and by putting some more back on the bone for the people that are doing the most. Maybe we can give out some TXE for social media presence boosting. That's a good idea. We'll take a look at that. Um, how do we know if the small hat MLM people are not already sitting at the top controlling the price of our TXC? We didn't have many MLM people back at the beginning. Okay, so please answer. If commission skips, do we lose out on cash commission potential if we temporarily fall inactive? Do points no longer roll up? I don't think you're going to lose out on cash commission potential numbers, but points will go through, they'll process, and they'll just skip right over you if you're inactive. Amy Lee says, in a lot of MLMs, you can increase volume by tap rooting, which is reaching out to your team and encouraging more sales. I feel you should consider including activity based on cash potential that comes from new sales from your direct miners. If one of your direct miners buys a new miner or a new person buys a new miner, it brings the same amount of money into the project. It will also prevent people from creating fake spots to stay active. Yes, there are other tricks. And look, guys, we're not 100% sure that this is going to do exactly what we want it to do, but based on our estimations so far, it looks like a big positive step in the right direction. Man, my knees are hurting. It's been wild down here. 2 hours and 11 minutes later, we go on. 47, 48 to go. So the commission percentage numbers for financial work at just one hosting per quarter, how is that? So the commission percentage numbers for financial work at just one hosting per quarter. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Renee. Doug says, is there a place to see the LTC rewards our network is capturing and how it is being used? I'm getting questions about why we are not more transparent about this aspect of our mining. It's a good question. We don't have a really good website up right now that shows the Litecoin that we've mined, but that is on the list of things that we are improving with the new website that's coming soon. Well, with the new page on the website that we've got. When TEXIT airs on Christmas Day, it will be easy for people to sign up as a miner, buy coins. That's been the hard part. People aren't able to easily buy, like all the people that see the ads at the airports. Yeah, we're going to make that a lot easier. Hopefully we get that done by Christmas. Just do a complete reset of the comp plan. Let everyone start all over as a new miner. It would save millions. Yeah, you're right. But again, that's a bit of a nuclear option there that we're avoiding to the greatest extent possible. Thanks, Bobby, for your time. No other crypto project has access to the founder. I'm sure there were some other good ones from time to time. What's up, Pierre? Jeremy already has a wrapped RV ready to hit the road. We could double down and crush it in the new year. You go east, I go west, or are we like teaming up and doing it together? I know a great community near DFW that TexitCoin should partner with. The city is set up to work with community coins. They have festivals year-round and a great online presence. If you want more information on this town, how do I get the information over to you? Thanks, Bill. Connect with Stephanie, Steph at blockchainmint.com, STEPH at blockchainmint.com. Connect with her and she will get it in the pipeline. Have we not sponsored the Dallas Stars, Formula One, and some UFC events? Whoa, easy, Heidi. That's some big money there. Haven't seen any of the logos anywhere like I thought I would. Yeah, not yet. Ryan wants to know, can we go into more detail about the hacked coins? Has this stopped? We've got lots of examples of people saying, got a message from Bobby, told me about a promotion, asked me to send him $35,000. I did it. Then he asked me to send a picture of the coin, laser etched code. I did it. Turned out to not be Bobby. That's happened probably about 30 or 40 times so far. And it's a real heartbreak. So for TXC to get to 1680 and above, it won't happen without building the mine. For phase 2 to happen with the digital dollars, that only happens without selling the million seats. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Stella, but when I started this thing, we didn't have the layer 2 and the downtown digital stuff going. So we said, if we build this 100 million mega hash mine, it stands to reason that we could have $1 billion coin. Hands flat. And so that's the path to 16. Mine grows, cash flow grows, advertising promotion grows, coin grows in value. So we can do that, or we can get there other ways as well. Downtown digital dollars is another way to get there. When you bring on a DDD, is it just a benefit for the TexitCoin community, or will the person who gets it started have a financial reward or incentive? We haven't built out a reward or incentive for people to help us recruit and close downtown digital sales, but but we will probably come up with something like that at some point. We just don't know what it is yet. Are people actually listening? Stay active. Refer people every 3 months for commission. Still get paid for hash, not losing money on the coin, losing for referring. Not sure what that means. Big Mike says, I ain't going nowhere. We'll be here as long as you are. Well, Mike, buckle up, man. We're going to be here for a while. Get ready to work building the Mind community January to make 2026 the best year yet. Yeah, I think so too. But remember, it's like I talked about last Tuesday. You guys need the milestones accomplished. If I can come back to you week in, week out, we did this, we did this, we did this, we did that. That's the stuff that gives you the fuel. That's the fuel that you take back to your community and say, look, we did this, we accomplished these things. We said that how many projects are following through on the things that they said they're going to do. The price will get there. If we're fixated on the price now, we're missing the major opportunity. So you're not going to change the comp plan in 100,000. You said no more hash for commission at that point. No, we'll continue to change it, but not retroactively. Purchased a holiday gift card, but did not get it. How could I get that? I don't know. Hopefully they're mailing it or emailing it to you. Burleson, TexitCoin meetings resume on 1/5 at Rudy's. Good, man. Let's go. Thank you, Coin King. Gary, are we still building 35 different mining sites in Texas? I don't know. That's a good question. We originally said 35 sites, 35 megawatts. 35 megawatts is definitely the goal. It's 100 million mega hash. But at this point right now, we've got 2 containers installed at Conroe. If I could find the next site that'll accept another 2 or 3 containers so that we can catch up on installing the hash power that we've sold, I might do it. Why? Because we've got a lot of home miners out there as well. So we're looking at not just the power, but we're looking at the number of nodes that are scattered across the state. So if we have 34 sites or 32 sites and 10 or 100,000 nodes across the state, we get to the same goal either way. We didn't, when I made the original video, have home miners on the to-do list. So I'm not really sure if we'll have 34 or 32 or 35. What I can tell you is that if we have 10, 50, 100,000 home miners out there, we don't need 35 megawatt sites. 35 megawatt sites, 35 times 200 L9s in each one, times 16,500 per unit is 115 million mega hash. That'd be 15 million mega hash over what we need. So we got to stay a little bit flexible on how many actual sites we need. I know this is a crazy question, but I really don't understand. Why is the price so low right now? And why does it continue to go down? It's continuing to go down because we've got more sellers than buyers. A lot of the buying demand comes from inside of our community. And right now our community is, looking at the numbers and saying, man, maybe it's time to get off the rocket. So we need to turn that around. We need to get liquidity back on track, which comes from the growth of our mine. And we'll start there. Will you fly out to Southern California to do a meeting before January 9th? Probably not. Martha says, what does that mean? What hackers? It's not hackers. It's really more what we would call, what do you call those attacks? They're called, I don't know.
Rogue attacks. I don't know.
They're called like spoofers. They pretend to be somebody else. They get you to give your bank information, your credit card information. So that's what's happening. It's not people's wallets getting hacked. It's people getting spoofed. Are you done buying fancy cars? Guys, I'm skipping any questions now from anonymous people. If you don't have the balls to put your name in, then I don't have the balls to answer your trolling question. Supercars, humanitarian. Guys, we got 2 truckloads worth of canned goods from our supercar racetrack event. How many cans did you donate to local food shelters last week? How are people getting hacked? Spoofing. Sorry, I used the wrong word. Spoof. 46 questions. We had like 48, 20 questions ago. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty new and small, far as mines. I am pretty new and small, far as mines. Should I be worried about hackers? No. Guys, just lock your coin up. Don't worry about it. Like I said, hackers is the wrong word. Spoofers. If you get a random message on Telegram, assume that it's somebody that's got ill intentions. You can change your Telegram settings. Go to our help desk and learn how to change your Telegram settings so anybody that is not in your phone book automatically goes into a spam folder. Current iPhone. I'm still trying to understand layer two. Will it require the people to use downtown dollars? No, you can use anything you want. Um, there's a lot more coming for layer two, so don't try to understand all of it just yet. We've got lots of training and education material coming. Phishing, identity fraud. Yeah, phishing or spoofing. That's the right word. Phishing. Phishing. Okay. 49. How do I contact the quitters to go buy their coins that they want to sell? Just put some limit buy orders out on the market. Put a buy order in there at 10 cents. If some idiot wants to come along and market sell 100,000 coins and push it down to a penny, pick them up nice and cheap. Project continues. Earl says, can you give any credence to the theory that August promotion 100 TX THC, where there had to be THC purchased in the back office open market, pumped it to about $7, then gradually back down from there because look at the growth in the chart. It was pretty steady and then big jump and then month. Yeah, look, there's a little bit of validity in there. Not about THC, but we did a promotion for every 1, 2 free, you got 100 TXC. And it ended up costing us 400 and something thousand TXC, which we had to buy off the open market at $3, $4, $5. We ended up paying about $2 million for that TXC because we don't have it. We don't make it up out of thin air. And so that was a big chunk of buying demand. But as our liquidity grows, we have millions of dollars to support it in liquidity anyway. So yeah, $2 million was definitely big and unusual, but the selling pressure downwards after that definitely was much larger than what our additional liquidity was able to support. I have some contacts in Fort Worth City Council and would introduce using TXE for future festivals. Am I premature to start this process? Yes, that's a big deal. And we want the stockyards really big. We've got some good connections in Fort Worth as well, but we would love to have a stockyards community currency. That would be a lot of fun. But hang out on that. Don't go to that yet until we have it tested and piloted and working properly. Once we have it going in McKinney, we can bring people in, demo it, show it off. They'll love it, and it'll take it home with them. Suggest to pass the 16. Papers get removed from the help center. Look, guys, we can't hide from the fact that we have fallen off in terms of our timeline. Let's let the chips fall where they may. Let's own it and let's get it back. You said all you need to say when you said flying private is perfectly acceptable. I'm not sure what you mean. If we trade with infinity bots daily, does it help the market in our position? I don't know what infinity bots are or what they do. Big Mike is back to saying my belief level sees TexitCoin reaching $2,000 in 24 to 36 months. I'm a visionary and I see this coming to pass. Others can watch or join and be part of it. Guys, any good crypto is going to have tough times and it's going to have good times. And what we suggest is that you make that leap of faith, you put in that one-time fee, you cross your fingers, you buckle up, you wish us luck. If you choose to help and continue to see us grow, then do it. If you want to sit on the sidelines and keep us cheering for us, then that's fine as well. You do the math on that $30 million of fair and festival value. Realize that nobody else is going after that market. Realize that that market has legs beyond the end of the fair and festival. That's the market we're going after. I think that that can drive it well beyond $2,000 as well. Beyond the original pitch, it's how we explain the volatility and recent decline in price. Yeah, look, when we put the focus on the price, then we're always going to have to answer about the price. When we put the focus on the mission, then we can point to things like, look at our increase in hash power this week. We turned on 2 of the mines. That's what we can get people's attention drawn to. And they go, well, your price is kind of sucking right now. And we go, yeah, Christmas time, big sellers, some big whales cashed out. We're always going to have some sort of downward pressure. Right now, if you're picking up, if you're looking at the market and you're saying, man, I bought in at $3-4 and we're down under $1. When it gets back up to $3-4, I'm going to cash out. Bitcoin had the same resistance when it went down from $20,000. It got back up to 20. Everybody said it's going to hit a brick wall. We're not going to get past 20 because all those guys that have been waiting for last year are going to have to cash out when it gets to 20. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Yes, Thursday will be recorded. How do we get the original video? I need real guidance. I'm not sure which original video you're talking about. Up and down. If you're smart, stick around. Yeah, guys, look. I'm not asking you to dig into your pockets and buy more. I'm not asking you to pick up coins on the cheap. I'm saying I'm going to work every day. Pierre, how do we logically explain the decline in price as part of our pitch? Um, let's let's circle back around to that on Thursday. I dealt with it in Puerto Rico, very easily, very quickly. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what I said. Um, I what I think I remember doing is referencing the evolution of the pitch. Hey, in the beginning we had nothing. We asked people to join us and take a journey. Then we got really far along. We started to have really great charts. We pointed to the price and our track record. That's all people needed to see that we were a good project. I can't do that today. Why the numbers are down? Is it seasonal? Is it hackers? Is it whales dumping? Is it all the things that people warned you about? You decide. But if you'd like to take a journey with us, and you got $1,000 to put at risk, jump on the rocket. Let's go. Good evening. I'm excited for our TexitCoin community. I'm reaching out because I've not been able to log into my account and have reached out to, and unfortunately, no response. Is there something I can do? Mandy, I'm not sure who you reached out to, but you need to submit a trouble ticket in your back office, which you can't log into, from what I understand. Reach out to the person that sponsored you, and hopefully they can help get it resolved. Happy to be a passive miner. Yeah, Chris, thanks for joining us, man. Happy for active miners. Yeah, if you want to build and you like that kind of thing, please do. Be great to see how many of those 51,000 inactive become active. Yeah, that's why I think we're going to have a banner week, the second week of January, week 93. Thank you for mentioning Puerto Rico. It is my home country. Alberto, great. I currently am based in North Carolina. We are actively building and supporting the Spanish-speaking community here and beyond. It would be great to see more TexitCoin information and resources available in Spanish. We've got a lot of it right now, but we've got to get it linked on the website. And that's all coming soon. The video will be helpful as I do not have full understanding in this space. I'm not sure which video you're talking about. But why cut off people who still want to be involved? You're not getting cut off. You're just not getting free stuff. Mark is back saying, best of the season to Bobby, Tim, Rob, and all the Texas family. Thank you. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you as well. 2025 Holiday Parade will air on CW33 on Christmas Day from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. CW33 KDAF. Hopefully that means something to TV people. Can you do weekly giveaways for specific tasks? Maybe. That sounds like a good idea. What's up, Gary? Is there a way to get all of our contacts in our group to reach out to today, like email? Yes, that's coming very soon, Gary. You'll have that. Stu says, status of the Break Heart educational programs. Just had a call with those guys today. Tim, do we have any timeline on that yet?
The developers, the guys, are sending me that information tomorrow and giving me a hit list of timelines while each category will be completed. So we're moving full steam ahead with it.
So if we are inactive, what happens to us? Ken, look, man, I need you to pay attention here. I can't answer the same question 58 times. Fuchs iPhone, we need to not limited people around the joining and make the world tours, let all the world know about us. Bring it on, Fuchs. Thank you for doing this call tonight, Bobby. It's been very helpful. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thanks, Val. You're welcome. I'm here for you guys. We're all in this together. Are there any more 999 silver TexitCoins available? Where can I get them? We got a lot of cool new TexitCoins coming very soon. Heidi says, Bobby, I only asked because my friends are sports fanatics, and one of your calls, a marketing lady, said we are going to be #1 sponsor of Dallas Stars. Yeah, that didn't happen. And that's one of those times that we need to keep our trap shut until the ink is dry or after. Dallas Stars came back and said, well, NHL doesn't want us to have a specific crypto, but how about we market your cold storage coins, blockchain mint? Is that all right? And we said, no, we're not going to spend $1 million a year to market cold storage coins. You did not offend me, but Formula One is 15 million bucks. We don't have that kind of money yet. So let's keep working and building.
We're still at 45 questions. It's not going down.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. I got my popcorn. 578 people are still here. I'm here until the questions stop. Isaac says, if the hacking is costing the project this much, can't we just purge the Telegram group? It may come to that, but that's not the only way people are getting hacked. So basically, continue getting commission on 3 right and 3 left. We need to be sure to sponsor at least one person every 90 days instead of auto ship. Look, the comp plan is 3 left, 3 right, $1,000. Now, I kind of assumed at the beginning that you'd be doing the 3 left and 3 right, but then your team helps and their team helps and all that stuff. But what happens is when you look at cash potential, you go, I don't have to do anything. I can draw it down to zero. Once it gets to zero, I'll just do it again. If everybody gets that mentality and everybody draws down their cash potential to zero, we're gone. We're done. So one of the things that's probably going to happen in the future is we're going to reduce the value of a point for cash potential from 1,000 down to 500. That way, if you sign up 3 left and 3 right, you have a $3,000 cash potential instead of a 6. Don't worry about that just yet. We're not doing it. But the point is that when your team is doing stuff and you're looking at it and saying, oh, I don't have to do anything, I'll get $3,000 this week, then you end up doing nothing. And that's the thing that we're learning from these MLM auto ship things, where you have to continue to stay active if you want to continue to get paid. And so we're not putting the auto ship in there, but we're saying we're not paying out inactive people anymore. We can't afford to do it. We've already run the numbers and said we would drop from 64 to 53% this week. It's a $280,000 difference. Maybe it's 208,000. How can we get an in-home miner? If you're in Texas and you got more than 2,100 mega hash, we can send you an Apex Home DG1. Or if you got more than 700, we can send you a Mini Doge 3. Coach Deezy, this is crypto. There are many newbies brought in, and some may be told great things to get them signed up. Regardless, there are many caveats to crypto and many to MLM. I've been in crypto when BTC was only the cryptocurrency, 13 cents. That's an early adopter. I've also done many MLM and worked with Brig many years. Historically, all crypto has seen 80% plus minus declines from its highs, rebounded to see greater highs. Some projects need time to grow. Same as investing into stocks. If people feel strong on a project, they will hold, support the project, usually see the gains when it pops. When to worry if the project is not following through with the project fundamentals and roadmap. Worry if you get rugged. If the project is following through with the actual project, the coin price will be what it is based on the market. Also, most people that support projects on other blockchains were not getting paid to do so. Here you have potential to earn. Would like to hop on a constructive call with Bobby. Thanks, Coach DZ. Good informative stuff. As far as hopping on a call with me, this is our time to connect. I don't take a lot of phone calls, but rise to the Ranger status and we'll get you out here for some one-on-one time. Sarah says, yes, we will be successful. Let's go. Another question. How can we calm fears if whales keep dumping? I don't think whales are dumping, Sarah. We've done an analysis of the big wallets. They're not moving. I am having a hard time teaching to people that don't have experience. The only way I've been able to teach is through them experiencing it. They need to experience the crypto ups and downs, and then they seem to get it. But it takes so long to understand. It does for me. That's why videos and training and education materials are so important, because we can't handhold everybody for hours and hours and hours. We make good quality content, we get into a form that's digestible, and it will do the work for us. How can we get home miners in Ohio? We're not there yet, Jeff or Josh. We'll get there if the time is right, when the time is right. I have acreage with 3-phase ready to go in Claiborne. Rob, how do I say that?
Cleburne.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking for sites. 3-phase power is important. We are trying to find sites right now that are instantly deployable because we got some catching up to do and we're ready to do it. But let's get in contact with Kyle at blockchainmint.com and have him evaluate your site. They're called phishing, identity fraud. It will have, if I have 3K hash power build up and request a home unit, do you have an idea on what the price of electricity is to have that unit? Look, it's about break even. You'll get some Doge, but it's not a lot. And so hang tight on that for right now. Let's get the network really humming so that we can reliably hit Doge and Litecoin blocks, and then you can actually make money. How can I leave this to my grandchildren when I die? Daniel, let's not die yet. Let's say if you die. Leave it in the safe. All the grandkids are going to need to redeem it is the physical coin. That's why it's so important to keep that coin locked up. Will we receive a 1099 for tax purposes? No. Scammers. I think it's called phishing. Yeah, phishing, spoofing. Do not show anyone your coin address, period. Play the song and just got to reach out for possible new sign up. Let's grow. Well, Earl says, can we call the quitters group the spoofers? Gosh, that's dark. Congrats. Start a call with housekeeping rules. All questions from anonymous attendees will not be addressed. Yeah, guys, look, I'm here. I'm not afraid. You should be here. And just like they say, In the movie 300, even the messenger is held accountable for his words. Anonymous attendee. So basically, to continue getting commission on 3Life, we need to be sure to sponsor at least one person every 90 days instead of auto ship. I think we covered that. Will the current URL change for the new website? No, same. Swappy says, how much does the mine need to be built in order for us to be producing enough token support? We're there now. Mission critical time. Let's go. Also, at what point will we be able to think about it? When was the last time the network was down? The network was slow sometimes, but the mempool still works. We haven't been down in a long time. Also, at what point will we be able to help onboard customers like car washes and restaurants? You can do that right now. We don't have really great tools built out for them, but you can do that today as well. Swappy, let's go. I get it. I get it now. We know you are being real and trying to make dreams come true. Happy holidays. Still wrong with you, Bobby. Ralph in Long Beach. Thanks, Ralph. Yeah, guys, remember, you guys did your part. I've got my work to do now. I'm good. Every day I'm good. The kind words are really nice. I don't read the negative stuff. It doesn't help me. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't phase me. But I understand how it hurts and helps or phases you guys. That's why we're taking the time together to address this stuff, right? Hopefully, it's a positive thing and we're able to learn a little bit from tonight's call and keep moving forward. I wouldn't worry too much about it for the rest of this year if I were you. We got next year lined up and ready to crush it. Thaddeus, thanks, Bobby, for saying no to anonymous questions. They're cowards. Ouch. Kent, Bill Ray, there's a quitter on Facebook, TexitCoin, TXT project right now. Go get him. Yeah, guys, look, you got to remember this is Bobby's system. And if Bobby decides that you are no longer a positive thing for TexitCoin, Bobby will unenroll you from the affiliate program. I don't like doing it. I take no pleasure in doing it. A couple people have been unenrolled from the affiliate program. We'll never touch your miner. Say anything you want about me. Your miner's your miner, as long as you pay for it. But as far as the negativity is concerned, be negative all you want, man. Just not around me and my people. Vincent says, why is liquidity on the website not changing? It's stuck on 10.3 million because it's still there. You know, we haven't cashed out the gold. We haven't cashed out the money that's on the coins. We'd like for it to still be there. We've supported the coin over the last couple weeks with our own reserves. What are our reserves? Money that's been stashed away in marketing and promotion, retained earnings. We'll see what happens as we bring in the next couple $100 million. You know, it should be really easy to rebuild marketing promotion dollars and all that stuff. But at the moment right now, this is still really, really early stuff. Canton First Monday might be a great place. It would be for sure, Kenneth. And thanks for bringing that up. I love that. Have a home miner and have had issues with it and it's not working. I've sent a few emails and I don't get help. Keep sending emails, no answers. I've also sent several emails about getting my car wrapped and don't get a response. I'm fairly active in adding people and I have 81,000 cash potential. It's a little discouraging when I'm trying to help grow and not getting support. Look, I've got 10 people now in customer service. I've got 30 people now in Ranger support. I don't know who's letting you down. If you can like get some facts and screenshots of these numerous attempts, then at least I can start tracking down who's dropping the ball on you. Steven says, is there a date for McKinney or other layer 2 rollout? No, not yet, but we do have a festival that we're looking out for June 2nd. My daughter's Mine login and password was hacked. She had only created a login and password, but never used it. They changed the wallet that was being paid out to. We lost the day's payout, but changed the password before the second payout. Just FYI. Yeah, we've seen that happen a bunch as well. We've been adding more and more and more notifications and layers to the payout system so that people can't just get in and modify that on you. Doug says a question was being asked about what video to share in the path to 16. Coach Bud mentioned in the sales call last week that the video about crowdfunding a mine is giving him an 80% close rate. Wow, that's great. It's on the Team TexitCoin YouTube channel, and can we make more miners aware? Please share it in the group, in the resources section of the Telegram channel, and ask Coach Bud to make sure that we get it on the new website. Robbie Rude, didn't you hear her tell us about the Dallas Stars? I use that to tell my buddies. If it isn't true, I will not repeat it again. Hang tight on the Dallas Stars thing. We've turned them down. It hasn't moved forward, and we will be more careful about mentioning stuff like that in the future. Hey, Bobby, do you shop around for the containers or do you just have a specific company? We've been using Fog Hashing. They're a big supporter of our project. They've brought us a lot of customers for trading out there in China. They make a great quality product. They've got great support. If you've got other companies out there, we would consider it, but we're kind of happy with where we are today. Val's back to say that she likes the idea of doing the Thursday night calls. The story of TEXIT needs to be told and felt, and I always got that from those calls with you. Thanks, Val. Bobby, are there any more silver TEXIT coins? Not yet. Adam says, why do you think optically, oh, here we go again, that it's appropriate at this time to fly private and spend money on luxury cars and lavish parties? Adam, I'm not going to answer the same question multiple times. If you don't like the way I spend my money, then you're on the wrong rocket. I think it's all about perspective. I met a new prospect last week who has a little crypto experience. And when I told him we weren't quite 2 years old and we were about $1.30, he was like, wow, that's really good for that young of a project. Yeah, we got a good thing going and I'm here for it. Thank you, Bobby. We appreciate the commitment to the project. Yeah, guys, look, I think CoinMarketCap was right in saying that we're a little bit big as early on as we were. And so this is a great time for us to get CoinMarketCap verified. And let's get going in 2026. Why is the price down? Answer, welcome to the world of crypto, but legitimate projects roller coaster upwards. Crypto requires patience, but the rewards can be great. Yeah. Mr. Gray, please take a bow for a job well done, and thank you for the opportunity. Merry Christmas, and you have given me a happy new year. Thanks, Mr. Roosevelt. Very kind words. Much more to come. I'm getting this question from everyone I signed up. We were told when we signed up in a certain group, we would be grandfathered in. True. Miners sold that to people. Get in before this date so you're part of this group. Everyone is good with turning off commissions for being inactive. Nobody is okay with losing the grandfathered group if you go inactive and then reactivate with a sale. You should rethink doing that. You're going back on things you promised and people are losing faith in the project. Brian's iPhone. Brian, I'm not going to explain it again. We are going to do anything that's necessary to protect the integrity of our program, even if that means changing something that previously was a certain way. Remember, in the worst of scenarios, we just shut the whole thing down. I am sure that that is not what you want. Okay, to clarify, so if I fall inactive and have points in the commission passes over me, but I become active again and I have cash potential and points, I will then get on all of that regardless of where the points come from. Or am I only getting paid on points that I sponsor? Leanne, look, here's the thing. What we don't know right now is whether or not what we're doing is a permanent solution. If you have free stuff coming your way every week, let's say you've got $3,000 commission coming every week, and you have to sign up one person every 3 months to keep getting $3,000 a week of commission. How could you not do that? So, of course, people are going to look at it and be like, okay, so I got to sign up my dead grandmother in order to continue getting $3,000 a week for free. Sure, easy. Every 3 months seems pretty simple. So if everybody does that, well, guess what? We're going to have a banner week the first week of January. Great. Or second week of January. So then moving forward, we say, all right, well, we're still, now we're growing again. Now we got things moving. And that catalyst helped us, point this thing back in the right direction, and we're continuing to expand. Now we're learning more about the Ranger program, making changes here, more incentive here, and we get the ship pointed back in the right direction. That might be all we have to do. If it's not, and people keep getting stuff for free, we might have to change it completely. All right, so we're going to do things progressively and see what the results are. At this point right now, that's what's happening. You got to be active or commission skips right over you. Bill says, I'm frustrated at all the negative comments and the fact that people are just focusing on the price. Any advice on shutting these people up? No. People can say whatever they want. It does not affect me. With the identity fraud statement, it was just the most accurate description of people getting duped by you. Yeah, spoofing, phishing, not sure exactly what the best terminology in for it. Is Puerto Rico for your birthday still planned, and will equity shares still be given on new sponsored accounts in December or otherwise? I don't know what an equity share is. Puerto Rico, my birthday is still planned, but let's see how the second week of January goes before we start booking travel. I'm confused how miners are getting paid if they aren't enrolling. Do the early miners not need commission potential to be paid weekly? That's right. I'm a launchie and I know I need to be enrolling consistently to keep my commission potential high enough to be paid weekly. So how are all these miners getting paid weekly? They were there before we had commission potential. How do you expect people that do not want to promote this to be friends there to their friends that they have to get someone to sign up every 3 months from their rock set to benefit them? This is a dying strategy. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Alberto says, Merry Christmas, Bobby, and thank you for taking the time today for the Zoom. I'll continue moving forward with the Spanish-speaking community and creating new Spanish content. Thank you. And check with Ricardo, man. He's made a lot of great stuff too. As we continue building, what areas or resources would you recommend we focus on to best support TexitCoin's growth in Spanish-speaking markets? Merry Christmas and thank you again. It's a really great question. I would say that the market is not really a factor. I'd say that sharing our story and spreading the message of peace and prosperity are what will continue to drive us forward. Dan says he's here for the long haul. One of the things about honest money is that it can benefit everybody. That's why it's so important. Everyone can win. Even if you're not on the rocket ship, an honest currency can help everybody. That's what our goal is. Bob says, give Rangers the responsibility to label every member under them. Rate us, active, inactive, strongly active, tag them in a replacement tree. I did this to mine and most are red. Put them on this new plan and have them earn their status. Yeah, that's what MLM does better than we do. And remember, we're not an MLM, so it makes sense that we don't do it real well. But it would be really great to look at all the people on your team and say, okay, these guys are not people that I should be calling and hassling. These guys are people that I should be calling and asking them to bring people out to the dinner on Tuesday. So we got to learn from the positive things and we have to keep it clean. Hello, I'm a new miner in Northern California. Hi, Erica. I live near Interstate I-5, lots of travelers. I believe TexitCoin billboard along I-5 would be incredible. We've got some in Southern California right now. I'm not sure about Northern. There's also a casino here. Maybe a billboard there or an advertisement. Maybe a room rental to bring a team up here. Yeah, lots of ideas. And you're also bilingual. Thank you. Super happy to be a part of the journey. Thank you for joining us, Erica. Look, we got to get you connected with a team out there, right? There are a lot of great people. We know who some of them are. We don't know who all of them are. We've got marketing dollars to put to use. Our goal right now is to find the most efficient way to sprinkle our marketing support out there to help you. But it's not easy. So let's work through it. Owner says they all want to ride the bus while it's hot. When it's not negative, they all run. Love your attitude, Bobby. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's all good. I know you can't say it out loud to avoid claims of manipulation, and so blink twice if you agree. But if the community was to become more active in the exchange, no. Don't worry about it. Not an important thing, guys. I'm telling you, if we all went out there, if all 512 people on this call went out there and bought $100 worth, it's only $50,000 worth. It would take the price up 10, 15 cents on one exchange. It's not enough to move the needle. But we get a couple events to get a couple $100,000 a weekend of new money coming in, buying that TXC that's never going to get sold on the exchange. It's almost like a burn. It's almost like a burn. We can track how much TXC is stuck on wallets just to pay transaction fees. Tiny fractions of amounts multiplied by tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. That's where it adds up. That's where it gets fun. So don't worry too much about the market stuff. No tax on tips, 6K deduct for seniors. No tax on. People are going to have a lot of money next year. Yeah. 2026, that's our year. What's our 90-day rule? I'm not sure what you mean. Tanner, what's up, Tanner? Layer 2 seems crucial. What's the timeline for launch? We're going to have a working pilot before the end of January. Does the inactivity apply to everyone? Rangers too? It applies to everyone, especially Rangers. OMG, you should be, I don't think you're a Ranger. Guys, the Rangers are the ones that are supposed to really be leading the way. You're the ones that have put your hand up and said, me, choose me. I'll build. I got this. Let's go. I love doing this. Dinners and presentations and barbecues. That's my thing. Let's go. Great. Yes, the rules apply to Rangers, and Rangers are getting hit with a lot more than just that. You've hung out and answered long enough. Good night, and tell Mitch I said Merry Christmas. Thanks, Josh. But there are 8 questions to go. I flew in from Puerto Rico to DFW about a month ago. I was able to see the TexitCoin advertisements in Miami and Tampa. What about Tampa? But Miami, Orlando, Dallas, LAX, Houston Hobby. We got quite a few. Thanks for sharing. Can I sign up my dog? If you want to stretch some of those elastic rules, then why not? Mark says, boom. Thanks again, Bobby. Merry Christmas. Hello, Mark. Greetings. What email address is he using? help@mindtxc. Yeah, don't use that one. Need to start with the support button on the website from the back office. I reported last month to support that the old email is still on automated emails. I asked for an update today. Good question. Let me look into that. When will Ranger training be for assistants resume? I don't know. If the Rangers don't get their act together, they're going to find their assistants dismissed. So let's hold off on that until we start 2026. I'm sure I missed this part early on. What was the thought process around the 1,000 per seat, and would scalable commission seat selling a quarter seat for a quarter commission or whatever? No, if they want to get in for less than $1,000, they need to buy coins. Where will we get the new video you are making to promote the focus on the project, not the price? I'm going to do that on Thursday. I'll record it, and hopefully that becomes good enough for you to share with everyone. Lakisa, thanks for the info on the holiday parade, writes Connie. You're welcome, Connie. Sandman, is there an easy way to help a vendor like a local restaurant to be able to accept TXC? Not yet. You got to help them download the wallet, put it on their phone. It's a little bit of a cumbersome process today. We hope to have that improved later, but layer 2 is first. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Bobby. Good job to the moon. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Puppy needs a way to pay her way. Needs a way to pay her way. Great meeting, Bobby. Thanks for all the good answers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is the TexitCoin ring on your finger? Yes, it is. Still married to TexitCoin. I got a very angry message from my daughter about this the other day, by the way. So persistence. Does encouraging people's dogs and dead grannies to become miners and maintain activity, does that not open up additional holes of commission? It does, and we don't want that. We want you to bring on other people that are going to help us bring on other people as well. You don't have to if you don't want to. The question then would be, what does your status matter anyway if you're not out there building and growing? Guys, guess what? 0 questions remain. We did it. It only took us 2 hours and 50 minutes. I
Great
hope you
job.
enjoyed. Oh, hold on. Merry Christmas, Bobby. People worried about losing their free commission. Stay active. It can be so easy. Just give somebody you want to see have a seat. Yeah, look, let's keep going, guys. Enjoy the rest of the year. Worry not. I'm not worried. I see the problems. I see the challenges. I see all that stuff the same way you do, but I'm not scared. And that's not just because my name is Falafel, but it's because I've been here before. I've seen this before. I know the ups and downs of cryptos. Guys, everyone's saying it. Look at all the big real projects. They've all had their moments of real doubt, real concern, real dips in the market. If the project's real, the leadership stays consistent and engaged, the project makes it. If we have a real mission, real utility, real purpose, it makes it. This project will be no different than those. Just like Bitcoin, up, down, 85% drops, here, there, it's all good. We persevere, we work the plan, we come out ahead in 2026. Thanks so much for joining. I hope everyone has a very wonderful evening. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I will connect with you guys again very shortly tomorrow night for a quick update from the party here, and then again on Christmas for a quick introduction to TexitCoin my way, the old-fashioned way, back to the basics. I'm Bobby Graham, the founder of TexitCoin. I'm not afraid. I will join you every Tuesday for you to get real good information direct from me and my team that is here working hard every day for our mutual success. You guys have a great night and Merry Christmas.